and 4. The battle is on. It's going to be too close to go side by side. Long Joe gets it. Oh, we got contact. We got flips. We got big wrecks here. Going back to the front because we're racing back to the line.
William Page with the victory.
Looking for second here.
Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're gonna be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. Musa gets it.
Tom Musa, where did he come from?
Boyer trying to close the gap. He's gonna get to the bumper. Oh, just barely did not make it. And coming off of turn 4, Jeff Sikenis is gonna win it at Dover.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to JTN and the Pocono Raceway for tonight's feature presentation of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series presented by the fine folks at Voiles Trucking. Wanted to start out the broadcast with a very special happy birthday to Miss Jan Hemer. Jan Hemer. I said I wasn't going to screw it up, but Miss Jan Hemer, congratulations and a very happy birthday. And the boys here at Bomb Squad want to thank you for all of your support. I'm JoeTowNetwork up here in the booth. Joining me tonight makes his return to the BSR broadcast booth. It's the one, the only, the Mr. Richard Collette.
Hi there, Joe. Glad to be back in the booth here for BSR. Feels like an eternity since I've been up here. Only been like 5 or 6 days.
You didn't broadcast, or yeah, you weren't here last week.
No, I wasn't. I was here for Eurosol though.
Hey, you know, that was Saturday night. This is tonight here at the Pocono Raceway. This is our race preview presented by our fine friends at Circle B Diecast. Make sure you use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. 2.5 mile super speedway, 80 laps on the docket tonight, 70 degrees and clear. And of course, I'm Joe. He's Ricky. Welcoming you to the Pocono Raceway. Ricky, it's called the Tricky Triangle. But here's the thing. These guys, they have a little bit of extra track time because we raced here back on April 1st. Is it, you know, second time at a track? How will this race be different from the first?
Well, you know, second time at the track, you kind of got a second chance here to figure out your setup. A lot of these guys brought really fast cars last time, but some people had some issues getting acclimated to the track. Some guys couldn't really keep up. Good time to kind of fill up the old notebook and be able to draw from that for later. So I think a lot of guys will probably get a second wind here, kind of having something to draw from running the same track with these same kind of guys early in the season, same weather conditions as well. So in that sense, they should be able to see some improvement just based on that. Also, some new faces. You know, it kind of cycles through every now and then, but we get some people popping in and out that weren't here possibly last time, that are here this time, and it just kind of changes up the entire flow of the field.
Changes up the entire flow of the field, indeed. Want to send a very special shout-out to all the fine folks tuning in chat. Allie Rain, Ian Slager, NASCAR 18, and Mr. Miller, Top Dragster, also tuning in. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning in here tonight. Folks, if you're at home and you want to send us questions throughout the broadcast about the track, about racing in general, feel free to do so. Use that chat. We love to talk with you throughout these broadcasts. And honestly, it makes this experience, it makes every race unique when we have different levels of fan interaction and different fans in the chat. So can't thank you folks enough for tuning in to JTN, for watching JTN, for giving us all the support. And we hope that you're going to have a fun night with us here. That's what we always try to do. We strive to make it entertaining for you at home, whether you're watching on your computer, whether it be a laptop or a normal PC, your tablet, phone, whatever mobile device, or smart TV. We got you covered, because that's why we use the old YouTube, Ricky, because it's on everything. It's the best when it comes to something like this. And remember, you can always check out full race replays right here on JoeTowNetwork on YouTube, youtube.com/JoeTowNetwork. Or you can just hit that subscribe button I don't know, Ricky. I'm rambling. I know I'm rambling to start this one out, but want to make sure I get all those things because I want those things to be fresh on people's minds. You know.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, right now, if it makes you feel any better, it looks like qualifying is just about to wrap up here at Pocono. 4 seconds left in qualifying. Don't see anyone putting up a time yet, so we should have a starting lineup here.
Any moment, we'll switch on over to happy hour. And of course, this was our BSR Cup Series race preview presented by our friends at Circle with Diecast. Again, use that code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more next time you're in the market for a new diecast, t-shirt, or hat. CircleWithDiecast.com will have you covered. Ricky, you said it though. Happy hour has started. That means qualifying has concluded. So take us through tonight's starting lineup.
All right, with pleasure, Joe. For tonight's event, looks like we're going to have a 16-car field here. So a pretty good-sized field. And sitting on pole in that 193 machine is BSR Ricky J at a time of 52.415 seconds. Joining him on the front row is going to be that number 9 Audi of Zach Rogers. BSR Killjoules Chevy Corvette this week. The 029 rolls off third. Nelly in the 103 starts fourth. Last car in our top 5 will be Robert Bauckham in the 118. Starting sixth will be the 66 of Terry Scott. BSR Greg Lovell in the 088 will be rolling off 7th this evening. Monte Keller in the 028 will be starting 8th. BSR Magoo in the 144 will start 9th. And last car in the top 10, last car to take a time in qualifying as well, Manny D in the 710 car. And 11th will be the 49 of BSR Brain Fade. 12th will be the 096 of BSR Chevy Chase. 13th will be the 4 car of BSR Silver Bullet. I'm getting stumbling on my words. Always do it right at the end. Jimmy Dale the 33 will be rolling off from the 14th position. Starting 15th will be the 037 of Denny Daniels. And starting shotgun back of the field, old 28 car, BSR KeithMC.
That's an inch.
But go on, go ahead. No.
Maybe we had the same idea, but it's gonna be really interesting because Keith was the winner here in the spring, so he's gonna look to do the sweep. He's gonna give everybody a chance to get a leg up on him by starting out in front. Starting out in front of him since he's starting out back. So,
pretty solid power move by the 28 car. You know, just start all the way in the back. Let them all get that false sense of security.
Hey, you guys are fast.
Yeah,
you're fast.
They're fast, but I'm faster.
Well, carve them up. Carve them up. Looking at Zach Rogers in the 9 Red Bull Audi. Audi or Audi?
I was literally just about to say, I believe it's Audi.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that's ever called it Audi.
You say potato, I say potato.
No, you say potato, I say that's wrong.
Potato.
Because I don't know if anyone anywhere says Audi. I don't even know if you say Audi in German.
Audi.
Audi.
Like your belly button.
It's not like Audi. It's like Audi.
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 Want to make sure I get Zach's name right tonight. So Mr. Zach Rogers in the number 9. Zach Rogers in the number 9. And Zach
How do you
Rogers.
Get that wrong?
I was just going really quick last week.
Number 9 of Zach Roger?
Yeah. That's exactly what I did. No, I gave him the wrong first name. So throughout the race, I just started going just last name. That's why I try to stick with last names because they're more distinguishable, right?
What do you call Jimmy Dale then? You just call him Dale?
Jimmy Dale.
Mr. Jimmy.
That's unique. That's unique enough. Doing that Harley Davidson Ford. It's a unique track here at Pocono, right? Turn 1's Trenton, Turn 2 is Indianapolis, and Turn 3 is the Milwaukee, modeled after the Milwaukee Mile.
But wait a minute, Joe. What's Turn 4 modeled after?
What Turn 4? Really, you could say this place has 5 turns, actually, so...
You could, but I don't know. I don't think anything about this track is supposed to make sense, and that's why we love it here. Pocono's always a fun one, always a great place to come to. It's been this every single race we come here, and our real life,
it's unique.
Drums always, the same drum always gets banged.
Oh, Zach Rogers going around.
We bang the same drum every single time. It's like running a road course, except it's an oval. This is shifting. There's braking points. There's particular ways you got to enter the turn here, but it's so much fun. It's such a unique track. It's such a hoot to drive. I love coming to this place.
I completely forgot. Again, this is the stock in-game version of the Pocono Raceway to give you a little behind the scenes in NR. I completely forgot how much grass there is down the Long Pond straightaway before they...
The vintage grass.
Yeah.
I wish it was still there. It's pretty looking.
But also it speeds up the cars, so you know.
Yeah, for a safety standpoint, there's no reason that you need to go, barreling a quarter mile all the way down the infield into that inside wall, but God, is it pretty. It really drives home that point that they are literally out in the middle of nowhere, that the entire infield, the entire, inner apron of the track is just consumed by grass, but it's not safe. It's progress.
Progress. That's what you gotta ask for, right? Progress. I like donuts and NASCAR. Saying hello, welcome back.
I do like donuts. I don't know about NASCAR though. Bunch of stock cars, dude.
A lot of people seem to not like NASCAR, even though they keep watching it. I don't know what to tell you.
Who watches stock cars? Now here we are at our stock car racing series.
But appreciate you shouting out those AutoSim videos again. AutoSim, a big supporter here on JTN. You can go to autosim.weebly.com to download a free-to-play text-based simulated racing game. AutoSim is that game, and it's free and it's for you. Again, autosim.weebly.com. We got it linked in the video description below. You got to go down a little ways, if I do recall correctly. But it is there, and it's a fun game, free to play. It's only Windows though, so no Mac. But fun game that I am technically listed as a developer on. Did you know that, Ricky?
I did.
For some reason, I have no idea why, but I am.
Drivers, to your cars.
It's like when you get that, when you're at your internship, right? And you're in on a meeting and you're like, why am I here again? You know?
Hello? Got cars on grid here. Looks like everyone's starting to line up for tonight's race. Tonight's race. Tonight. What do we say, Joe? Is it tonight or today?
Yeah,
it's
tonight.
8 o'clock, but it's bright out here.
It's tonight.
I don't know how they do it out in Pennsylvania, but right now it looks like it's daylight at 8 p.m. So
it's
that's what 9 p.m.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you're farther east than I am, and it's 9.
I am.
Yeah.
I've lost all concept of time.
That's okay. Most people have.
My reality has been torn asunder.
But car's getting gridded, waiting for the last few to trickle on in, and then we'll get ready to go. We'll hear those engines fired here as we get the command any second now.
Start your engines!
There's the command, and the engines are fired here at Pocono Raceway. 80 laps for tonight's event. Should be a fun one here. Guys are going to roll off pit road, do a quick lap around, and then get the green flag. Ricky J going to lead them off in that Voiles Trucking Ford Mustang.
Hey, and speaking of Ricky J and the fine folks at Voiles Trucking, look at him stepping up his game, getting that sponsor out front after it seemed like he was kind of in a lull throughout April and early May. He's been on pole, it seems like, each and every week. And obviously had that 4-race win streak going end of May, beginning of this month in June. Has had some tough luck the last couple weeks, was dominant at Chicagoland and Texas and wasn't able to get the victory. Looking to kind of turn that end of race luck around for that 193 Mustang tonight. We're going to have a fellow teammate in the 9 of Zach Rogers. Know those two work very well and very closely together. And Rogers was right on Ricky's tail last week. You got KJ in that 029 there. It's that orange car, but it might just turn blue throughout the race. Keep an eye on it. And Nelly there on the outside, our Talladega winner. And then Robert Balcom, Terry Scott, Greg Lovell, Monty Keller, Magoo, and Manny D in the 710.
We're talking about this. I still don't know how the 029's doing that. I saw that at the start of the I saw that when I got in here, and I thought that was actual witchcraft. I thought my game was breaking.
It's fantastic. I have no idea.
It's magic. KJ's cracked the magic code.
Getting ready to go green, coming off of turn number 3. A sold-out grandstand here at the Pocono Raceway in beautiful Long Pond, Pennsylvania in the Pocono Mountains. It's time to have a fantastic one. A great one here, of course, on JTN. Pace car makes its way down the pit lane. We get ready to go. Green flag is out, and we're underway here at Pocono.
Looks like Zach Rogers got a really good start here. Actually starting to pull Ricky J coming down the straightaway here. See if Rogers can take the lead coming into turn one. It looks like he does. So Zach Rogers leapfrogs our pole sitter here to take command of the lead in turn one.
Takes command of this field. Field already getting singled out through turn number one. Further on back, that's KeithMC on the bottom. Going to duck back in line. Got to get the draft going into the tunnel.
Yeah, gotta make sure you're getting pulled around these places this place on the straightaways. They're really fast. Ricky J hanging it very loose off the tunnel turn, hangs on to it. KJ had to check up a little bit for that, but oh boy, those cold tires are a killer.
That orange and blue Corvette of KJ all over the back bumper of Ricky J, but as Zach Rogers continues to extend his lead.
Manny B in the 710 almost loses it in turn three, saves it, but he just lost a ton of time there. Jimmy Day on the 33 had to check up big time to keep from hitting him. That 710 smoked the tires there, keeping that car straight.
Back up front, we watch the battle for second continue to heat up. Kilojoules in that 029 just all over the back bumper of that Voiles trucking Mustang. They're trying to maybe work together a little bit to catch up to that 9 Red Bull Audi of Rogers.
Just a little bit. Like I said, these straightaways are very fast. You know, they're doing 180, 190 coming down these straightaways. You could definitely draft you. You could definitely push. Goodness, look at these guys hanging it out through that tunnel turn. I love this TV one shot going through that tunnel turn. Ricky J gets very loose though in turn 3. That's going to let KJ actually get a nose to the inside. Looks like that 93 almost catches the wall.
Barely clears him.
Yeah, KJ going to be pushing him all the way down the straightaway here. Up front though, Zach Rogers in the 9 hits about 194 miles an hour going into turn 1. And that's by himself, mind you. He's not in the draft, so imagine what these guys are doing behind him, catching that wind.
I have a feeling you don't have to imagine it. No, but you're also going to see as the runs go on, as the speeds start to drop, as the tires wear out, you're going to see more and more guys shifting down there in 3, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm already seeing some guys do it in 3. I think they got a good run off the turn. Turn 1's also going to be a big one. You don't really want to do it to the tunnel turn because it's such a momentum. You got to carry all the momentum you can get through that tunnel turn, but 3 and 1 you definitely want downshift for at this version of Pocono. 3 wide in the back here. KeithMC at 13 just spread Silver Bullet and Brain Fade through the middle coming through turn 3 here. That 28 is moving his way up through the field right now.
Made up 4 spots since the start of this race so far, working lap number 4.
Lap number 4. And I'm noticing something right now, Joe. It seems like Ricky J's I don't know. He's faster than Zach Rogers right now, but it seems like the guys behind him have kind of log jamming the last few laps. This time by a different story though. It looks like Ricky J was the fastest out of the 4. So I'm wondering if that 193 takes a few laps to get rolling. Because it seems like he's starting to pull back in on our leader, but for a little bit there, it looked like he was very loose and he was just trying to hang on to the car.
Talk about why that is, why it takes a car a little bit of time to get into its rhythm, into its groove.
Yeah, well, you know, first of all, there's partially a driver thing. Like I said, this place is a very fast track, but it's got a bit of a road course flair to it in the sense that all 3 turns are so different. You hitting your marks is just like the most important thing. Just getting through these turns in the fastest way possible every single time. It's so hard to execute it lap after lap. Yeah, this guy's got very close to the wall there. But the other thing too is loose is fast, so you want the car to be loose here. And if your car is loose and fast, sometimes that means it could be a little too loose early in the run when the tires are cold and they're coming up to temperature. And I think for Ricky J, I think that's exactly what we saw. That car was getting a little bit hung out, a little bit sideways, a little bit cockeyed. But now that it's got a few laps in on those tires, those good years are warming up. They're starting to stick to the track. It's his car's starting to hook up and take off. And all these cars are going to start tightening up over the run too. So if you're too loose in those first few laps, a lot of the time you just kind of need to put some stress on the rubber a little bit, and the car will begin to come to you as you're going to be less tight than a lot of these other guys who are tightening up at the same rate as you. If that was confusing, I could make it more confusing.
What isn't confusing, top 7 have kind of broken away from the rest of the field. Then you got about 4 guys kind of together. Rain Fade, 5th guy, kind of holding on to that pack. And Jimmy Dale in the 33. But everyone's giving each other room, you know? Everyone's space, and everyone's been very courteous so far. Obviously, I don't think that'll last throughout the entirety of this race tonight, but guys are doing a good job so far. Again, Pocono's the tricky triangle for a reason.
It definitely is. Interestingly enough, though, is a little further back, Nelly and Robert Bauckham racing for 5th. Looks like Bauckham's going to... Or, is it for 5th or 4th? Excuse me. Bauckham gets 4th, so move Robert Bauckham up a position. But what I was going to say was, I'm noticing that 193 BSR Ricky J, Killjules 029, not taking the same route as Zach Rogers' tunnel turn last time by. They've been doing it the past few times, interestingly enough. Because usually you want to get down that low line, you want to get as close to the rumble strip as possible. These guys are kind of like forming a middle line in that tunnel turn. You watch right here, they don't get all the way down. Zach Rogers a little higher up. They were a little lower that time, but still not all the way down there. That gives you an idea on how many ways you can attack that tunnel turn, even though you really can't race side by side through there consistently. Now Zach Rogers looks like he's getting a little bit tight there. Really had it up high in turn 3. And look at Ricky J. Look at this run that he's getting down this front stretch here.
Big run, does he take it, though?
I don't think he takes it, but he's going to get right to the back bumper of the 9.
Make him a little scared? Loosen him up a little bit?
Yeah, just get him a little bit, sweating under the collar just a little bit. You said he's a teammate. You don't want to get him too, you don't want to get him too antsy. You just want to let him know you're there. You're fast. You want to race.
You don't want to move him. You don't want to bump him.
No. It's a... That's how you toe the corporate line, I guess. You don't wreck them. You just pass them.
Yeah, talk to Joey Logano about that. Hey, yo, but top 3 have now kind of separated themselves. Blockham's kind of separated himself from the next 3, and it's kind of the middle car right now. We always know that 118 is going to be strong on a long run, looking like we're trending towards that. Of course, knocking on my wood desk.
And now Robert Bauckham putting up some good lap times here. So I think he will start to reel in on these guys if he can catch the draft of that 129 at KJ. I think that 118 of Bauckham's going to be a big guy to watch tonight. I know he gave me a lot of grief for saying that I think I was talking about like him at bigger tracks a few weeks ago, and then he kind of made a point to go win them. But man, he's such a good short tracker. You come to a track like this where it's flat and you're using a lot of brake, and that's always my first thought is, okay, well, Robert Baukham's going to be super fast here then.
Exactly. It's all about how smooth you are on those brakes.
Yeah, it's such a track of finesse, and this is I just seen him do it at so many short track races, so many shorter, flatter tracks that we've run on the circuit with these guys that he's done, just comes in, absolutely puts a clinic on the field. You just can't come somewhere like this and be like, oh yeah, that doesn't translate over. That looks exactly like what they do with those short tracks, just at a quicker speed, I guess. But right now, these 4 starting to sandwich all together. That 118 starting to really pull in on the 029. Ricky J hasn't been able to really advance on Zach Rogers more than being, less than a car length on him, about a quarter of a car length behind him. So I don't know if Ricky's waiting to see if he can set up a pass here, or if he physically can't get to him, but he really hangs it out there.
I think you might want to start making a pass, because losing all that hair off the nose on exit definitely is not helping that 193 Voiles trucking Mustang.
Yeah, you probably don't want to burn out that right road tire hanging it up too much. Got the turn a little further back here. Greg Lovell in the 088 getting to the inside of Nelly coming off turn 3. You got a big run down the straightaway here. The 66, Terry Scott pushing him. So Greg Lovell cracks that top 5, 088. And Terry Scott's going to go with him past the 103 and take that 6th position.
So you're telling me the 66 is in 6th?
Yeah.
All right.
Which he started 6th.
Hey, I'm just looking for consistency. That's all I ever look for in a race car and in a driver. I just want consistency. Now, consistently bad is obviously not preferred over consistently good.
I like consistently consistent.
Zach Rogers has extended his lead to about 3-4 car lengths now over Ricky J. It's Saw that 193 start to struggle here late on the run. It's doing it again. Really loose off the corner.
There he is.
And he saved it.
Oh, man. I thought he lost it there. Ricky J kicked that thing about as sideways as he can without spinning it. Oh, there's a ton of ground here. That's going to let Bacham kind of get into this leader picture now. He was still hanging on the back draft of that 029 to KJ. And KJ's starting to pull up to the 9 now that Ricky J's out of the picture here. He's got all this free track in front of him, all this free draft to pull off that 9 car. KJ's starting to close in.
And real quick, special note on the 029, you can see it's got that older, you know, DuPont Exalta now, probably that color shifting paint.
A chrome illusion.
Oh, it's beautiful looking. I have no idea how they did it, but I'm gonna ask.
It's magic.
Whoa, 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 it's magic. I know it's O, but if I said O, I don't think we'd want to clip that. Nelly getting loose off a turn. Number 3's down towards the inside wall. Looks like everything's okay back there. There he is.
For a little further up, 029 still kind of hanging toughy on the 9, but he's been running faster laps last few times by. KJ's definitely got the speed. I think he's just got to set up the pass. Speaking of setting up the pass, BSR Terry Scott to the inside of level, coming down the straightaway here into the tunnel turn. 66 takes it. 088 concedes position. So put BSR Terry Scott up to that 5th spot. Trying to track down Ricky J, but Ricky J's not going down quietly. Still running very well here in that 4th spot, even despite that slide. Not really losing any more ground than what he lost trying to recover the car.
Gotta start babying the tires, right? You gotta be a little easier on them now that you wore off a little too much rubber doing that slide.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit, you know. Just one of those things.
Treat him like a new puppy.
Hair. Just, you baby it. You don't, you baby it. You gotta be gentle with him. You gotta pet him.
You gotta say, good boy. Whoa, that wasn't good.
Zach Rogers almost gets a wall there. KJ's gonna make a big pass on the outside, put Killjules up to the lead here on lap 14.
I have no idea how those two didn't wreck. But let me tell you, I am happy they didn't.
Honestly, don't know either, Joe.
See if Zach can get back by him. I think that 9 car is still a little bit stronger, just starting to have that similar condition. He's getting loose there, Alpha 3 again.
Maybe he's starting to get loose here. Maybe he's burned out those rear tires. We're talking about you don't want to. You gotta be careful with your stuff.
I'm gonna try to break the draft down the front straightaway. Oh my goodness. Albert Bacham starting to close the gap on that 9 of Rogers.
Further back here, Denny Daniels in spot, trying to pass Monte Keller. Actually, this is for 9th, so Monte Keller will be the last car in the top 10 here. Let's see how 37 of Daniels by, so Denny Daniels up to 9th. A little further up, Terry Scott starting to breathe down the neck of that 193 of Ricky J. I said he was hanging tough, but now I'm starting to see the 66 Toyota Camry getting closer and closer. You got to think Ricky might have hurt his, might be starting to see that right now, just starting to lose a little bit of pace.
Get in your video.
Zach Rogers.
Get in your video feedback real quick, folks. Continue, Ricky.
Zach Rogers looking to the inside of the 029. Nothing just yet, but he's got a really good run. He was following KJ on his back bumper coming into turn 1. I thought he was about to set up the pass there, waited on it, but I think Rogers really wants this lead back. I think he's KJ gets really wide here in the tunnel turn, gets loose, but hangs on to it. A little further back, Ricky J does the same thing, hangs on to that 4th spot, but Zach Rogers, I don't know, it seemed like Rogers was having handling problems. KJ gets very loose in turn 3 here, hangs on to it. We'll see if Rogers gets the wall, does the same exact thing as the 029.
Things are getting a little scary, aren't they?
Yeah, the rear end stepped out in the 029 and he hung on to it. And then the 9 behind him had a huge run, and then the rear end starts stepping out on his car.
He went, hold my beer, you know?
Robert Buckham, meanwhile, right behind him is the cool, most composed guy in the group. Cool as a cucumber.
I guess hold my Red Bull, but...
Hold my Menards.
Terry Scott trying to get to the inside of Ricky J. Have to think Ricky's not going to concede that position. He sends it down into the corner. Terry not able to get anything done there. But that 66 is looking pretty strong here late in the run.
Yeah, he is. And the thing is, if Ricky J's car's not handling well, of course, he's not going to concede that. But if you're Terry Scott, what you can do is call his bluff. So if you know that car's not handling good, him blocking is him saying that I can still be up here. I don't want you getting by me. So you can kind of call his bluff here. You saw the 66 kind of do it, trying to set up those passes. You're not trying to race him dirty at all, but you're trying to intimidate him a little bit. You're trying to get him out of his comfort zone to kind of step beyond that boundary for a second and get the car loose or get the car tight, miss a turn just a little bit, miss a braking point, just enough that Terry behind him in that 66 can just get that little bit of an edge. Because if he clears him, he's going to just take off. It's just a matter of how you get it done. And you just got to keep that pressure on. You got to stay right there with him.
And it's not that it's necessarily a block, as Ricky looked like he was trying to break the draft down the Long Pond straightaway and ended up making him lose a little momentum through the tunnel. It's not that he's blocking him, it's just that he's going deeper down into the corner, kind of saying, all right, you're not going to pass me here because I'm going to... It's like outbraking a guy at a road course, really, is what it is.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not
blocking. Welcome to pit road.
Yep, it's not blocking at all. It's you know, you see what line they're running. Terry Scott comes in last minute with Baca. I don't know how he just made it down to pit speed, but he did. But you're not blocking them. You see what line they're taking, and you want to take the air off their nose. You're not trying to you're not impeding on their physical space, or if you're not putting yourself in a risky position. You're just trying to break the draft and sort of. It's a chess match out there. It's a weird line, but there is a difference between, blocking and trying to just sort of fake out the guy in front of you or behind you.
You guys coming down pit road, that's 19 laps, or at the end of this one, that'll be 19 completed. It's an 80-lap race, so you want to try to get 20 laps on the tank of gas to make sure that you can do it on, what would that be? 1 stop to 1 to 20 to 40 to 60, so 3 stops.
3 stops, yeah.
If you can, but looks like Rogers coming to pit road. Lovell, Nelly, big sending it down the pit road. I didn't say whoa, Nelly, because I thought that was that's not what we usually use that for. But the guys that pit there, I mean, now they're going to have to save, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, Joe, honestly, because you see Ricky J out here.
Oh, Keith into the wall.
The outside wall a little bit. But
I wonder if he lost a tire. No, it doesn't. He looks like he's good.
He's good. I think he just missed a turn. But you see KJ still out here. You see Ricky J out here. You still see KeithMC, Magoo, and I think Jimmy Dale are still out here. I think these guys are clutching it, so I think they're just barely on the line of making it. But the thing is, this isn't a bad idea to get ahead of this, because these guys that pit early, they said it, you have to pit 20, 40, 60, every 20 laps to make it on fuel. So these guys that have pitted a lap earlier than that, well, now they're a lap behind, and then next time by, they're going to be another lap behind. It's going to compound on itself, and they're going to have to save fuel. It's going to be trickier for them than these guys that are kind of taking the hits right now to make sure they can stay out 20 laps. These guys up here, Killjewels kind of went the 029, the 193, the 28, the 144. These guys kind of went above and beyond the Call of Duty here by squeezing, 21 laps out of that gas tank, out of that fuel tank. But, it
helps them in the end, though.
Yeah, it helps them in the end. In a race like this, if it definitely looks like it's going to be a green race, you really don't want to be pitting early, because you're going to be right on the line doing the splitting this up into 3 stops anyways.
Thing with that, though, Robert Blockham has gained a huge lead, it would appear. Well, he's going to come out side by side with KJ. But he was maybe a second back of the 029 when he came down pit road, or, he was third, right? Now he's leapfrogged all the way up to first. KJ's going to keep his car in second. Big loser there, though, on the pit road was Zach Rogers in this 9. Lost a spot all the way back to third, but has lost a lot of time as well.
Yeah, and he's got a fast car, so I don't think the bright side, he really doesn't have to save. He's just got to...
Yeah.
Him and a lot of these guys can kind of just lean into this. Be interested to see what Robert Bauckham does in terms of saving, because he came down pit road... It was lap 18 when he hit pit road, but when he crossed the line, it was 19. So for all intents and purposes, we're going to say that he came to pit road for lap 19.
Yep.
So it's going to be... He's going to have to kind of make that up somewhere else, whether it's staying out longer next time just to make up that lap. We've seen it. These guys can stay out 20, 21 laps if they really want to. KeithMC coming to pit road.
what happened there, because he was really slow coming to pit road the first time.
Yeah. But my point is that you can kind of, the fact that you saw some of these guys kind of push it to 21, 22 laps, you do have an opportunity to sort of stretch it this next run to sort of make up that 1 lap deficit for pitting early. This is definitely the point where you kind of have a mulligan on it. But if you just consistently stay on that pattern, you're going to get yourself behind on some of these guys out there.
Folks, we don't want you to get behind on anything related to JTN, so here's our upcoming races presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Together, we are better. Of course, this Saturday night, the USORL Cup Series Season 7 concludes from the Homestead Miami Speedway. Join us at a special time, 10:35 p.m. Eastern Time, for the start of pre-race coverage. A very special Tommy's World, talking with the drivers that will make up our championship 4 that have accepted that interview opportunity. Then we'll be right back here with Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action at Dover.
KeithMC coming back down to pit road again, Joe.
That is unfortunate for our winner here in April. The Bomb Squad Cup Series at Dover on July 1st, July 7th. The trucks at Atlanta. Then July 8th, the Cup Series at Atlanta, and All-Star Racing the following Wednesday, July 14th at Atlanta.
Greg Lovell almost spun in turn 3. Sorry to cut you off again, Joe, but the 088 very loose in turn 3 sideways, but hangs on to it.
Those, of course, all your upcoming races, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss a minute of the racing action here on JTN. Or anything that we post. Maybe you're actually here because you like me, or Ricky, or Tommy, or Davey, or, you know, maybe because you like one of us. That's cool, too.
Tommy's World.
But make sure you hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it so much. I think we're up to 635. I really want to try to get to 700 at least by the end of July. Wanted to get to 650 by the end of June, although it's not looking like that's going to happen unless we get a couple big nights. So, you know, be a friend, tell a friend if they're not already subscribed to us here on JTN.
I'm just saying, we've had some crazy the playoffs, USRL Saturday night. It's been crazy week in, week out the past few weeks, and next week's going to be no different. 4 guys all on the line, leaving it all out on the track. It's going to be a wild one. Make sure to tune in, because it's going to be some of the craziest racing you've ever seen.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss that one this Saturday night, June the 26th.
There's some crazy racing, though, Joe. Up here for the lead, KJ, 029.
He's
Robert
right
Bauckham
there.
is 118. They've been dogging each other. Really interesting here. Robert Bauckham hanging tough. Really doesn't look like he's trying to save anything either. He's just wide open here, making sure that he's staying ahead of this 029.
Do you think maybe he can go a little bit more than what he let on?
Like I said, I think there's a little bit of variance there. Some of these guys definitely did that where they hung around 21, 22 laps. So if someone like Robert Bauckham or I can't recall who else came down with them at the moment. One of those guys that came out in that earlier run, if they came in on like lap 18 or 19, technically they could get another lap or 2 out of that fuel run anyway. So this time they might be able to stay out a lap, maybe for like 21 laps. And like I said, make that up. So we'll see. I think he's got an opportunity to sort of get himself back on the same pit cycle as these guys if he so desires. There might be some benefit to short pitting though too, because you see it got him the lead pretty well.
Yeah, and that's going to be the options that have to be weighed down there on the pit boxes behind the wheel. Those tires, if you get them early, there's obviously an advantage there, but how much are you going to sacrifice on having to make your fuel markers? Make sure that you can make this race on 2 more stops, because I think the guy that ends up winning this is going to make 2 more stops unless we have some cautions in here. And then, you know, if we had a caution right now, I think everyone would pit. Then that would assure that they're good to go on 2 stops. So it's going to be interesting to see how this race plays out, folks. Again, make sure you hit that like button on the video and subscribe. If you're new here to JTN, I'm Joe. He's Ricky. We are JoeTowNetwork here from the Pocono Raceway with Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. Of course, you can check out Bomb Squad Racing. We have their link to their website in the description below, where you can sign up to come race with these boys here at Bomb Squad. It's a fantastic league. I know there's drivers in chat that can probably attest to that. And always some great clean racing with all the drivers here at Bomb Squad Racing. Chevy Chase coming down pit road. Did he even
BSR
grid?
certification. I thought he did.
Been a quiet night
But
for that
he is
096.
1 lap down right now.
A quiet night.
Probably go down another lap here.
Yeah. Still battle for the lead. I still have no idea how that 029 is shifting colors like that. That's so cool.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Gonna have to figure that out. Do you think that Baucom, that probably helps him too? He'll see that color change in his rear view so he can see how close that car is, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Well, further back, 029 KJ looks like he's clutching a little bit there, which is interesting. I wonder if he's trying to play some strategy. But all these guys have been racing up here. Zach Rogers in that 9 just been very slowly starting to reel in lap after lap, and now he's starting to get within spitting distance of 029. You got to think that about a second back at the moment. He's probably starting to catch that draft.
Well, in the 66 to Terry Scott and the 103 and Nelly, they've also kind of closed the gap to the 9, working together to get to the back bumper of that Red Bull Audi. Have to wait and see if they can make the pass, because that 9 car might just be kind of backing up to them and maybe get some draft help, you think? Or is he... I mean, I'm assuming he's still fighting that loose condition, because we've seen him do a couple four-wheel slides off the corners. Like right there.
Look at the guys snaking it. They're not doing that to break the draft. They're all doing it because the rear end's kicking out.
You always gotta love it when the guys don't have grip in the racetrack, and it's not necessarily an aero thing.
66, Terry Scott in the wall.
No.
Turn 3. Let's go look at Nelly get on by.
So we stay green. That was a voice crack. Working lap number 30.
29, Killjoy still safe and clutching coming into turn 1 here.
Hey, I think for him, he knows that he's got to beat these guys behind him. That Baucom, if Baucom is not saving, you know, that would be my inclination with what's happening there with that Corvette and Kilojoules KJ.
Yeah,
You're agreeing with that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my brain around what the 029 is doing and what the 118 is doing. What's their plans? What's their strategies? We were talking about 118 pitted a lot later, so not 118. Excuse me. 029 pitted a lot later than the 118.
Yep.
So they can kind of. You'd think it would be the other way around. You'd think Baucom would be the one saving here, but now KJ's trying to do it. So maybe he's trying to play an early strategy play, try to run an early strategy play here by saving fuel for each of these runs, maybe compound some of these extra laps so that on that last run, maybe he's not putting a full tank of fuel in the car.
That's true too, but if you got to take 4 Goodyear Racing Eagles, like at that point, if you're taking 4 tires, why even you can get 2 cans in replacing 4 tires. You know, it's always the air jam wrenching, you know, not the not the gas can issue. Nelly looking to the inside of Rogers for 3rd. Not gonna get it done though. Rogers just absolutely sent it down into 3, and it's stuck. That 9 car is still... I think he's a little better than what he's showing right now. Might be saving his stuff a little bit, knowing how that car got at the end of the run.
Around out here right now. It's starting to get kind of spread out here. I'm seeing a lot of guys starting to save. 088, Greg Lovell's saving too. So there's some interesting strategy splits. And it seems like Zach Rogers has kind of stopped pulling in. I don't know if he's starting to save too, or if his car's starting to get too loose, or what's going on.
You know, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. KJ knowing it's time to run. He's getting to the inside of Baucom here down in the front straightaway. This is the battle for the lead. KJ on the inside in that blue, now orange Corvette clears Baucom. Move Kilojoules back to the lead here on lap 33.
There you go, that 029. Little color changing up front. Get a little bit of that flare and pole position here. Robert Baucom starting to actually drop back a lot on the 029. I'm wondering if that's by design or if KJ just got that good of a run here coming off the turn.
Clean air definitely is going to help here, too, for that 029. If he was saving, if he was saving fuel, he's also saving tires.
That is true.
So Bauckham falling back. Got to get up on that wheel once again, Mr. Robert Bauckham.
Getting back up on that wheel. We'll be coming up on a 33 of BSR Jimmy Dale very shortly here, who's on the front straightaway, a little bit behind the 029. Looking around on track right now. Next big battle is between the 103 and Nelly, and the 9 is Zach Rogers. Nelly actually to the inside of Rogers here, coming down the straightaway, entering into turn 1. Nelly trying to make that pass for third. Rogers clutching it coming into the turn. Joe, I'm thinking a lot of these guys might be trying to save now.
Rogers crosses him over back to the inside. Not going to have the nose there. He'll follow that 103 Chevy Camaro down the long pond straightaway. Terry Scott going to try to close back in on these two as they battle. And Ricky J, don't look now. That Mustang, that Voiles Trucking 193 Mustang starting to creep his way back into this picture, the battle for third.
Yeah, he is. Terry Scott really trying to lean on Rogers, and he got loose. You can't do that too many times. These guys will eat you alive.
Hey.
But Zach Rogers clutching it into turn 3. He's definitely saving. I can't tell if Nelly's saving at the exact moment or not, but you can. It's very interesting that we saw KJ doing that, and then it was sort of just him, and now everyone's seeing that and being like, oh, hey, maybe we should hang out around for a few more laps. We are going to be coming up on pit stops very soon here, Joe. Lap 34 right now, 35 of 80 at the moment, so these guys will have to be pitting very shortly. But the 66 of Terry Scott gets on by the 9 of Rogers.
Clear him now down the long pond straightaway, so Rogers moves back to 5th. Ricky J closing in. That blue and white and red.
Oh, 33 Jimmy Dale! Oh, right in front of the 118. Oh, that was a scary moment there coming off the tunnel.
I could tell.
33 almost got the wall, got very loose. 029 got by him fine, but the 118 of Bauckham almost couldn't get around him. Just at the speed, the sheer speed he was coming, barreling at that 33. That was a great save. But, oof, that was spooky.
Did you just get an oof without, like, being funny about it? Did you just do a very, what's the word? Genuine oof.
Yeah, that was a genuine oof. 93 of Ricky J going on by Zach Rogers, too. I think Rogers was really trying to save here. I think he's just kind of letting these guys roll on by. But Terry Scott starting to try to size up Nelly. Got a nose to the inside here on the quarter panel on that 103. We'll see. He's got the preferred line coming into the tunnel turn. Nelly's going to let him have it. So put BSR Terry Scott into that 3rd spot.
Ricky J all over the back bumper. That 103 of Nelly. Nelly gets into the wall a little bit. Ricky J going to look to the inside. That 193 charging, trying to get back to the front.
These guys got to be careful and make sure they don't wreck each other. Else all this pit strategy is going to be for nothing.
Well, if you're those guys that maybe pit on lap 18, you're okay with caution. Because you gotta pit here soon anyways.
Yeah, you know, some of these guys in the back are probably salivating a little bit at the thought of getting the caution here and bunching the field back up.
No,
66 of Terry Scott coming up on the 33. Jimmy Dale having some handling issues on that Ford Fusion. I think he's just trying to make sure that he's not in these guys' ways, but the looks like the car's really working against him when he hits a turn.
Oh, contact!
Gets into him.
No!
Oh, no!
Caution is out. And this changes a lot of things.
This changes a lot of things. This puts everyone on the same footing. Interestingly enough, though, this is going to put everyone on the same footing, but we're so close to that 40 lap mark, I don't really know if it's going to change the pit picture here, Joe. I think everyone's going to have to come one more time still, and then they're going to be pushing it, coming to that last stop.
It looked like Jimmy Dale was trying to let him on by, and Nelly just goes a little too quick going down into the corner, couldn't get the car cranked underneath that 33.
Yeah, the 33 Jimmy Dale there doing everything that he's supposed to. He was up against the wall. He was up against the wall as high as he could. I think Nelly just tried to kind of arc the turn just a little bit too much on the left side and end up hooking the 33. Right side, I don't see either car damaged particularly badly. So I think both of them will be able to get back on pit road here, get some repairs, be back rolling. But for right now, it's kind of put the whole strategy in an interesting spot here. Everyone, like I said, everyone's going to be on the same page, but now everyone's going to have to kind of cut their teeth, get to the end of this 20-lap run to about lap 60 and hope that they have enough fuel to make it to the end.
Hey, a very special shout out to the queen of the BSR Clubhouse, Mrs. Kathy Voiles, tuning in here tonight. Welcome, and can't thank you and all the fine folks at Voiles Trucking for helping present this, the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series, live on JTN. Of course, every Thursday for the most part. Got a couple weeks off at the end of July, just like the NASCAR Cup Series, but pretty much every Thursday through November, you can tune in right here to JTN to watch some great Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action. Live on JTN, we'll take you through the championship. Everybody coming down pit road, you see that 103, he's dragging the splitter. That's that obviously that left front tire is down after that spin. Everyone coming down pit road going to take this opportunity to get 4 fresh Goodyear tires and also some Sunoco Racing fuel.
Yep, and there's not going to be any difference to the strategy here. 4 tires and fuel, that's all it's going to be. Joe, honestly, now I'm looking at it. It's lap 39 right now. Lights are on the pace car. I think that just even if we go one more lap here before we get that one to go, which I think we're going to probably 2, they will be at lap 40, maybe 41.
Yep.
So I do think that if you can get to that point, you can make it to the end on one more stop. It'll be close, but you can make it to the end on one more stop.
Hey, you just ask for a chance, you should ask for an opportunity to do your thing behind the wheel of one of these race cars, and just getting that opportunity is usually good enough for these drivers, although some of them, everybody hates to lose, right? So, it's going to be interesting to see how the strategy falls and what happens here in the second half of this race. We pretty much went green for the whole first half, so that is an interesting note, because the race here in April, guys were closer together. We didn't get these long green flag runs, if I recall correctly. I could be completely not recalling correctly at all, but tonight we're getting we got that long green flag run. Now we're going to bunch everyone back up. Might lead to something interesting as the thing goes on. David Pasternak tuning in. Welcome. It's JTN. I would make a joke about the Bruins, but I will not, for sake of trying to be professional.
I'll start a fight with you, Joe. I'll
you're
pull
not
the
a
fist.
Bruins fan.
I'm a fair weather hockey fan, and by that I don't watch hockey. I just cheer for the local.
I was gonna say, if you're a fair weather hockey fan, you should have been cheering for him this year.
I don't even follow hockey.
I said I can't talk as a Red Wings fan. I have learned in the recent years, as a Red Wings fan, I am no longer allowed to talk crap about other people's hockey teams.
Yo,
but unfortunately,
that's a penny in the jar.
I said crap.
You swore.
Nope, Bristol said it's okay.
He swore.
Nope, Bristol said it's okay.
He swore.
Dog producer Bristol says it's okay. But,
swore.
I feel like Boston had a team where they probably could have made a better push in the playoffs instead of getting bounced in...
You said a swear word.
Round 1? But at least they made the playoffs, or round 2, it was round 2. At least they made the playoffs. Again, Red Wings fan here. Don't have any room to talk about anything. And yeah, Red Wings LOL. Hey, at least eyes are playing, baby. Right now, the man with the plan, it's KJ. He's going to line up here on the pole position for this restart. Would have to believe brain fade in that 49 Dodge Dart will come down pit road after leading a couple laps here, get towards the back of the pack. And we'll get this thing back going, not this time by, but most likely the next time by, trying to get a word from the tower about when we will be going back green flag racing. Folks, want to also turn your attention towards our JTN merch store. Obviously, the best way to help support us here on JTN is to make sure you're subscribed to on our YouTube with notifications turned on. You also hitting the like button on the videos. But if you want to go that extra step further, head on over to the JTN merch store. You can get a bunch of great merch, including our JTN logo merch, which is available on t-shirts, which are very, very comfy. I think Ricky and I can both vouch for those t-shirts. We picked the comfort tees for a reason. They print a little bit better, and they're very comfy. They're pretty airy, too, so they're good for the summertime, and they're also good for the winter because, you know, then you can layer a little bit. You can throw a JTN hoodie on top of it if you so choose. Also, stickers and coffee mugs for that, our JTN logo merch. Have throwback logo merch, have different race car driver merch from different drivers that have raced in races that have been broadcast by JTN. So a bunch of great stuff there on the JTN merch store. Go check it out. Everyone coming back down pit road. I have to think it's for some fuel.
I'm thinking you're right, Joe. Everyone coming on down here. Got some fuels. We get the 1 to go, so we'll be going green at lap 42. I think everyone should be able to make this pretty easily on one more stop.
Yeah, if you take the gas now, right? And we'll have to see how quick these guys get. Magoo, really good stop. I think, did Ricky J miss his stall?
Oh, boy.
It didn't even look like he stopped. Unless he just got that Magoo gonna have a speeding penalty, it looks like, maybe. Oh my goodness. The pace car lights are out. Ricky J gonna line up where he started this race on the pole. Kathy, I know, if crap was a swear word, I would be very much broke because I use all the gosh golly darn it's as I can. But, man, oh man, oh man. So that Voiles trucking back out front, that 193 of Mr. Ricky J. And it's going to be KJ Kilojoules, Zach Rogers, Robert Baucom, and Magoo, your top 5. But no speeding penalty there on the 144 of BSR Magoo, so that is good to see him up inside the top 5 here tonight. Ricky, what are you looking for on this restart?
I want to see Ricky J get rolling here. On that start of the race, he actually lost the lead to Zach Rogers before he even got to turn 1. Just because on that restart it didn't get rolling, I think the way the team expected that car to get going. So I'll make sure he's on it this time.
Gotta be on it this time. Gonna line up on the bottom, have control here on the restart. A new challenger to his outside as opposed to the first start, but now gonna have that teammate behind him in the 9 of Zach Rogers. Pace car makes the hard left turn down the pit lane. We get ready to go back. Green flag racing here from the Pocono Raceway. Back down and away we go. Green flag once again here from Pocono.
Flag back of the air. Much better start for the 93 this time by.
Everybody shuffling up through those gears. You see the cars dipping down. That's them shifting. But KJ has the nose out front, and he's clear down into 1.
KJ clears the 93. Give him that point. Zach Rogers, though, breathing down the 93. A little further back. A big hornet's nest for position. Magoo and the 66 almost get together. Magoo had to check up the 096 getting to the outside of the 144. He's going to fall in line in front of the 4.
They all get singled out going down into the tunnel. Don't want to be side by side down in turn number 2. Looks like we're all going to make it.
Zach Rogers into the wall. Greg Lovell really loose there. Hung onto the car, went all the way down to the lawn. Did a little bit of landscaping almost. Robert Baucom almost hits the curbing in turn 3. Gets really tight up the track, but he's going to hang on to that position. Joe, there's so much happening. The 4's into the wall here. 096 to the inside. The 66, 144 is giving him a big old push.
Side by side, 144 on the back of the 096. Pushed him out in front of the 66 of Terry Scott. Chevy Chase.
Fan out here. Look at the big conga line back here. A little further up, Ricky J starting to reel in on KJ. But man, they're all over each other back here. Denny Daniels to the inside of the 4, Silver Bullet. Gonna make that pass, and then these guys are gonna start to thin out into a line. I would think they would.
Ooh, Jimmy Dale really loose. Brain fade, almost contact there. Good save
Magoo
from the 33.
Magoo looking to the inside of the 66. 66 throws in deep into turn 3 here. A little further up front, though. This is 3-car battle for the lead. These guys are under a blanket right now. Ricky J
Chevy Chase in the wall. Hits Magoo. Keith McLean. Chevy
flip.
up and over. Caution is out. He gets it back on 4 wheels. He's driving away. Yellow flag number 2 on the night coming off of turn number 3. Because what? Turn 4. Still a car around. That's Keith.
My goodness.
Now, they went that first 36 laps, and then they got the caution. They were like, hey, let's do that again. No, but let's get you a replay here.
Now, Joe, it looks like the 096 of Chevy Chase just got overshot the turn a little bit, got stuck in that outside wall in that wall glue, and then trying to pull himself off. The car started to spin. He caught the 144 Magoo. 28 gets involved, and it was just when the 37, I think, gets him in there. That's what sends him flipping.
Everyone drives away from it, though.
The 096 really doesn't have that much damage. I'm looking at it out here. Slid around this place on his roof. I don't even see roof damage on that Camaro.
First contact's going to be with that 144 Magoo. Magoo going to get through this decently okay. Really, the big tumble up and over is for Chevy in that 096 Chevrolet Camaro. Never good to flip. Never good to flip, of course.
Now, I cannot think of a lot of cases where it is good to flip a car.
Yeah.
Let's think of any. I'm
drawing a blank there.
I'm drawing a blank. Just a little bit of a blank. Just a little bit of a blank.
Teeny bit? Teeny bit?
Just a little bitty teeny weeny bit of a blank.
AJ is still waiting on the pace car. Looks like he's way out in front, but he's got to keep going.
Yeah,
he can't
smoked
stop.
that pace car trying to get on by him.
He's just trying to get that lap up on the rest of the field, you know? You can't do that.
Yeah, just one of those things.
But you know, you try.
Get that step ahead. Always be 5 steps ahead on the field. It's a smart idea.
You know, it's a swing and a miss, right? But
you know, doing the things.
Doing the things.
Do the things, do the stuff, and, just doing that. Now it is. You do the things, you do the stuff. And I don't think enough people know that. You do the things, and then stuff happens. And everyone coming down pit road here.
Yeah, not surprising there.
Nobody even wants to humor the idea of staying out, except for Chevy Chase, who is going to stay out here for a lap.
Hey, well, he's going to have to go to the back anyway, so go lead a lap.
Yeah, just get that one. Just say you did. Just to say you did, One of those things. But down on pit road here, everyone getting tires, getting fuel. Now at this point, these guys are still gonna have to stop one more time, but now it really starts to the picture gets a lot clearer here. Mm-hmm. That these guys can make it on one stop, but the big deciding thing for them at the moment is that they got to figure out what they do on that last stop. Do they take 2 tires? Do they take 4 tires? What can they take for fuel? What don't they need to take for fuel? They're gonna be have to see. I would imagine we'll probably get the one to go here, either taking 47 or 48. So I would think, I don't know, you'd probably be less than 2 cans of fuel to make it to the end, but probably more than 1 can. So it probably puts you in that point where, I don't know, you could probably take 4 tires and make the time up you lose on anyone else. But you can also take 2 tires. It'll be interesting to see. And that's not even counting cautions here. If we get another accident in a few laps, and that throws all of that out the window.
Well, Ricky J winning the race off pit road. KJ, Robert Baucom, Zach Rogers, and Greg Lovell, your top 5. Sometimes you just sit here, right? You sit here and you look in awe at what these guys have accomplished here tonight. Had that long green flag run. Had a really crazy, hectic restart after not really racing around each other throughout the night. You kind of have to hit the reset switch on these restarts, too. Because it's a whole different philosophy when you're bunched up like this. For a lot of guys, it's a good opportunity to try to make some passes. You get bunched back up. Maybe you've kind of had a setback throughout this race. Now you can get bunched back up and then you can hopefully make your way up towards the front if you got a fast enough car. But if you're the guys at the front, it's a new disaster situation. You can have a guy that maybe sends it down into a corner just a little too much that's been used to running by himself. Or you can get break loose, and you know, if you're running single file by yourself with about a 3-second gap in front and behind, you wouldn't get hit. But when you're all packed up, there's nowhere for these guys to go a lot of times. Pocono's wide, but not too wide. Especially down, you know, maybe not on the front straightaway very wide, but down here, down Long Pond in the short chute, little bit more narrow. Don't really want to go more than 3 wide, right? So you have to watch all those things, and it's a different mindset on these restarts. A lot of guys get really aggressive, whereas some guys might take it a little bit easier here for a couple laps, let the tires heat up, let the car come to them, and then start to make that mad push to the lead. But of course, everybody in that one-stop window here now, so be interesting to see, like you said, when these guys decide to make that final pit stop, if they're going to try to short pit, if they'll go a little bit longer, maybe hoping for a caution to catch some guys off. But you don't necessarily lose a lap here either, so that's the other thing. Really, guys short pitting, that would be the good strategy, I think, if maybe you're a guy maybe you're running 4th. Say when we come up on those pit stops. Ricky, I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm trying to give you a little bit of a break. Maybe those guys are running a little longer, so you short pit because you're running 4th, and that way you can kind of get around them. We saw Robert Blockham, he cycled all the way to the lead by short pitting by 2 laps over KJ with that first green flag pit stop. So not a strategy that could definitely work, and these guys should all take note of that, but you're also going to have to be within striking distance, which Blockham was at the time. Now, if you're running 6th or 7th and you're 10 seconds behind the leader, I don't think you're going to be able to make up that much time. You might as well just take 4, race the guys that are directly around you. But I don't know. Pace car lights go off. Ricky, what are you looking for?
I'm looking to see who's saving, who's going all out. What are these guys going to do? I think at this point you got to go all out, but it's going to get wild here.
You don't have to save it all. Like, you're good on one stop. So
you're good on one stop, but can you do it on 2 tires?
Okay.
That's where we're getting at here.
Robert, I am definitely the most opposite of wired up on Mountain Dew. I feel like I haven't had caffeine in like a week and a half now. So this is just my energy that I bring and the passion I bring, hoping that you bring that same passion behind the wheel of that race car. Go get him, Robert. Go get him. That 118 Menards Chevy SS. Folks, also, if you're tuning in for the first time tonight, maybe you're new to JTN, maybe you're new to these Thursday night races. This is the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series, the premier series in the Bomb Squad Racing League. You can check out Bomb Squad Racing, linked in the description below. And a big thanks to all the folks at Voiles Trucking, primarily Mrs. Kathy Voiles and also Brian Voiles, for what they do for Bomb Squad, for what they do for us here on JTN, to let us and give us the privilege of coming out, bringing you these awesome pictures to your computer screens, smart TV screens, cell phones, whatever it may be. We can't thank you guys enough for helping us come out to these races, and can't thank the fans enough for giving us all the support to help us make these races valuable to our league partners. And again, couldn't do it without the viewers at home, for all the support you give us, all the subscribers over this last year. It's been an awesome ride, and we're going to keep on chugging through the summer months. Ricky J, Kilojoules, row number 1, Robert Blockham, Zach Rogers, row 2, Greg Lovell, Monty Keller, Nelly, Terry Scott, Magoo, Brain Fade, KeithMC, Teddy Daniels, Chevy Chase, Jimmy Dale, and then riding shotgun on the field, it's the 4 of Silver Bullet, coming to the green flag on lap 49 of 80, with just 32 laps to go in this one. Blockham letting off a little bit to that 193 of Ricky J. Going to be interesting to see if that outside line is the trick for KJ to get back to the lead here. Ricky J took the bottom. Pace car comes down the pit lane. We come down into our restart zone. Wait for that emerald flag. There it is. Green flag once again from Pocono.
Green flag here. Ricky J and KJ side by side, but the 029 looks like he's pulling. Gonna be dead heat coming to the turn here. Ricky J's got the preferred line on the bottom, but can KJ power through on the high line?
You got to get this thing sorted out down into the tunnel. So one of these guys is probably going to be in a position where they're going to have to give. Still side by side down the long pond straightaway.
That 29 is going to have a push from the 9 of Zach Rogers here, but again, not the preferred line coming through the tunnel, turned way up high here. It's Still at 93, Zach Rogers just barely eke him out. The 29 gets loose, but he's still side by side with the 93.
Rogers gives the 193 at Ricky J a push down into 3. Still side by side for the lead. Now Ricky J clears. KJ, though, going to try to cross over to the bottom.
Crossover. Rogers almost gets a wall, but there's go KJ to the inside. Zach Rogers can make it 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide for the lead down the front straightaway. Ricky J on the outside, KJ in the middle, and Zach Rogers on the bottom. KJ backs out. Teammates side by side for the lead down into 1. Zach Rogers to the lead here at Pocono.
What a pass by Zach Rogers there to get the lead.
Oh, now he's loose.
One more pit stop here. And there's KJ's going to get a great run coming into the tunnel turn. These guys got to be careful, though. We just saw all these guys race each other really hard for the position. They touch coming into the tunnel turn.
Sent it up. They both saved it.
They save it, but man, they are pushing it. KJ swinging it out. Zach Rogers in a 9 swinging out. KJ gets the lead back, but Rogers
big send down into the corner. Going to clear KJ for the lead.
What a send.
He'll maintain that lead. So Zach Rogers, Kilojoules, Ricky J, Robert Blockham, and Greg Lovell, your top 5.
So how did that 9 car hook up there coming off of that turn? I've seen guys throwing it in that deep all night. Every single time they have almost backed into the wall. That 9 Red Bull machine just got some wings there and just took off. Oh boy.
That was your best one yet, Ricky.
The
joke.
They're out a little bit here. They're not a little bit here. Magoo looking back here in the 028 of Monty Keller for the 9th position. A little further up though.
These guys are they're so loose on exit.
I'm trying to figure out who we look at. They're all over the track right now.
A spectator cam gives you a pretty good view of the whole field. I know folks at home it's a little pushed out, but there you see KeithMC to the inside of Lovell.
They're gonna be a dead heat here coming down the straightaway.
He's gonna have to get back in line.
Yeah, it looks like Keith might have just let up and jump back in line there. They didn't want to be side by side with Greg coming into turn 1 because he had a great run there coming off of turn 3. A little further ahead though, Robert Backham started to breathe down the neck of the 193 or Ricky J. Ricky J, level into the wall. The 028 has to check up for him, or the 080. I'm sorry, the 028 has to check up for him. They stay straight here, but that's going to let Greg Lovell kind of space out a little bit on Keith for just a moment. I think that 028 is pretty fast. We'll be back to him, but he's going to kick it out loose at 088.
At 28 of Keith. Doing a good job starting to try to close the gap to work his way into the top 5 for the first time tonight.
Well, we got a logjam back here. 144 Magoo, 096 at Chevy Chase, 37 Day Daniels. Looks like someone in that group had a moment coming into turn 3, and then they all checked up, and now the 096 gets a big head of steam, blows on by both of them. So, but Chevy Chase just flipped that car, and now he's back in the top 10 here.
Back inside the top 10. Love to see it after that 096 went for a flip and a tumble down the front straightaway off of turn 3. Monty Keller brushes the wall a little bit off of turn number 1. These guys staying closely packed, close-knit here. Over halfway in this one, under
Zach
30
Rogers
to go.
Gets very loose coming off the tunnel turn, right when we're saying close-knit. The guy up front, the one furthest out, just kind of just making a case for that 029 to put reel in. You'll see it every now and then. The 9 has a few moments here and there, getting a little loose. And I think that's letting KJ start to reel back in here. He's going to get a big run down the straightaway. He's going to look to the inside of Zach Rogers. Can he get there?
Or under yellow for the 3rd time tonight.
Well, looks like 028 of Monty Keller.
Get your replay. Well, and this is a little precarious because this might be fuel mileage. Depending on how many laps of caution. Just going to get loose down in 3.
Yeah, just over rotates a little bit. He just pushed it a little too hard into the turn there, and it just kind of went around. Nothing. He locked it down, and it just kind of went for a little gentle spin. So no harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul on that Craftsman Chevrolet for Keller.
Now, you are right, Joe, because right now, leaders on lap 54 of 80. The idea here is that these guys would pit on lap 60, and on lap 60 or later, and they would make it to the end of this. They're on lap 54 right now. I can't, so maybe you get like 2 laps to get to that 1 to go, lap 56. I think maybe 57 or 58 we get going. So they are going to be right on that window.
3 laps
there.
short, because I think 20 is really pushing it already.
Yeah, they are going to be right there on that line, so that's going to bring into fuel strategy might become a factor again. Who pushes it? Who saves? If everyone pits, what do you do when you come down pit road? Do you take any tires? Are you just taking a splash? What are you doing? There's a lot of factors. Do you pit early, pit late? What do you do? What do you do here? There's a whole bunch of strategies that's got blown open again here at Pocono, because now we're going to be... Right now, we're about 7 laps shy of when these guys ideally would want to pit to make it to the end of this race. So anything from here on out, they're going to have to manage to figure out how to either make it to the end or how to have a really lightning fast pit stop right at the end.
It's going to be interesting to see, too, because if you're a guy towards the back, I think you're going to have the inclination you're going to want to save a lot. Not the store, but just save a lot. If you're a guy towards the front, though, you're kind of put in this precarious spot because, you know...
I'm just taking a notice of something else here. There's nobody a lap down.
Exactly.
710 of Manny D retired out of the race, so that might even get us just one less lap here under caution. That could be a big play, too, because then you're really not going to make it.
Trouble in paradise.
Trouble in paradise, indeed. And it's going to be... We saw these guys really push it on 22 laps. I would say hard stop 21, 22 is what these guys... I say hard stop, and then I give like a range of 2 laps.
Right.
But really, I don't think you're going to push it past 22. I really even think that's pushing it to get to 22. You saw some of these guys that stayed out a little extra time on that first run. They were really clutching it. They were really saving it around here, trying to make sure that they had enough to get back to pit road. It's gonna be a close one, and this track is 2.5 miles long.
It's hard to save.
It is
more
hard
than a
to
lap.
save. Yeah, it is very hard to do that, and if you look at it in the theory that you get 20 laps to a tank, you're really going to be having to do some creative thinking, some creative saving here.
And you can probably give up about a half a lap to guys that are pushing, and that'll come down and just take a splash at the end, too. So that's what you got to manage.
I think it's going to be between either staying out or taking a splash. That's what all these guys have to deal with. And you take a splash, it's such a big track, you're not going a lap down. You're just coming down, getting that splashing going. I don't even think you're taking tires. But the problem with that is if anybody at all can make it to the end of the race, then you're not going to be able to make it back up.
The late race caution comes out, too. That would blow the strategy door way wide open once again. Or maybe it comes out with just 3 or 4 laps to go. Those guys that are still out there stay out.
Oh, the 4 silver bullets coming down now. A lot of these guys staying out. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. Let's
Track
see.
position.
Lights are still on the pace car, so they get a little bit of a saving grace here. So we'll get the 1 to go in lap 57. We'll get the green on lap 58. So that's going to be...
you can do it.
23 laps.
You can do it.
Oh, that's
come on, guys.
Laps.
You can do it if you try hard enough.
Oh, boy. Because I don't even know if these guys are going to come back down to top off. You see them double up right now like
That's
they're ready
true.
to go already. If these guys stay out, then that might even... I know, pace laps, you're not burning a ton of fuel, but you definitely can top off here. You've been out here for a few laps. You know that you're going to have to come back. Anyways, every fraction of fuel, as silly as it sounds, every fraction of fuel matters right now. Nothing is going to waste. You're going to be using everything that can be held into that little 13-gallon tank. I think it's 18 gallons. I think I got that number wrong. I think it's super speedway. It's a 13.
Yep.
I said it and I immediately heard it in my head
You're
and
good.
realized what I did. No, I am not.
That's not something to get angry at you over.
Oh. Not kidding.
Names, on the other hand, if we got those wrong, then you get angry over those, Ricky. But not knowing what size the fuel tank is, I don't blame you. I wish I had a 13-gallon tank. It'd be nice. I actually don't know.
I don't know.
For those at home that haven't been longtime followers, I drive a PT Cruiser.
I think I only have 13 in my tank, but I get like 30 miles. I don't get 30 miles gone. I get like 25.
Are our cars the same platform?
No, your car is like 20 years older than mine.
Oh, you have a new car.
Yeah, I have a Jeep Compass.
I thought you had an older Jeep.
No, I had a Wrangler. I used to have a Wrangler. Now I got a Compass.
My car's a 2009, so I didn't really appreciate you.
Okay. No, that's
being
not
like
as
that.
old as I thought. My old car is a 2008. You used to have a newer car than me.
Yep.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at what hard
No,
work
not the
does
same
for you.
Getting the one to go here, lap 57. So it'll be going at 58. That's going to be 23 laps to go. That's going to be right outside that window. And there's a few people that have come down. Jimmy Dale, Silver Bullet, Denny Daniels. Keep an eye on these guys. If we stay green all the way to the end, because they're topping off right now. So if there's anybody out here who stands to make it to the end, it's probably these guys. I think the rest of the field,
On
they're
the
going to be
edge.
pushing it. They're going to be on the edge. 193 is still out there. What am I thinking of?
I don't know. I'm not in your brain.
Oh, I think 144 was making a joke over the radio here. It said 193 got a pit for work. So I think just messing with Ricky J up there in that pole position. I thought Ricky J was saying that himself, and I was like, oh no.
Problems.
Problems. Got problems, Wendy.
Folks, make sure if you haven't already hit that like button. It does us it helps us a lot. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, the way it feeds videos to people. So hitting that like button means a lot to us, as well as making sure you're subscribed to us here on JTN, the JoeTow Network. Gonna go green with 23 laps to go. Ricky J, Zach Rogers, Kilojoules, Robert Bauckham, Greg Lovell, KeithMC, Nelly, Chevy Chase, Terry Scott, and Brain Fade, your top 10. With Magoo, Monty Keller, Jimmy Dale, Silver Bullet, and Denny Daniels rounding out your field here. Of 14 drivers left in this one, early retiree was Manny D, or 15 rather, early retiree Manny D in the 710 Alliance Truck Parts Ford Fusion. Pace car gonna make the hard left turn down the pit lane. We get ready to go back. Green flag racing. There it goes. Sheriff, get off the track because these boys, they got no speed limit here at Pocono. Down into the restart zone we go. We wait for that green flag. There it is. Back underway here at Pocono, and a big push from the 029 to the 193.
Yeah, it seems like the 93 either might have stumbled a little bit on that start, or the guy behind him, the 029, got a great run, but they're side by side again. Zach Rogers and Ricky J coming down to turn one. Ricky J's got the preferred line, but can Zach Rogers hang on this outside?
Ricky J trying, he's also going to get the push from KJ there. KJ going to stick with that 193, trying to push him by the 9 of Zach Rogers. Ricky J to the lead. KJ looking to his inside, down Long Pond into the tunnel.
They'll come barreling into the tunnel turn. Ricky J's going to get the spot. He's clear of the 9, but the 9's going to try to cross him over, gets loose. A little further back, 088, Greg Lovell does the same thing. We'll see if Zach Rogers can get there. He does. He gets inside here. Can he throw it in deep? Get on by the 93. Bobbles just a little bit. Ricky J still hanging tough on that eye line.
And if you're on the high line down into turn 1, you can throw it into that corner so hard. His caution is out. Big crash.
Around.
Well, there goes the fuel strategy.
There goes the fuel strategy.
There goes a couple guys' nights. See what happens.
At turn 3 has been Calamity Corner all night, Joe. There's the 096 gone to the wall again, I think.
Oh, and then contact Denny Daniels, nowhere to go.
Yep.
Silver Bullet barely involved in it.
Luckily, no one flipped this time.
That is very true. I think some guys were probably saying on the radios what turn 4 there that time. They were probably looking for it.
What turn 4?
Well, this changes things a little bit.
A little bit. Now the strategy is totally out the window. Now we can just throw
Now
away the
let's
book.
come down pit road.
That's it.
Get some gas. Get some tires.
Come down pit road, get some gas, get some
Make
gas.
the
that's
last
it.
adjustment.
There ain't a whole lot to this one.
Oh, Larry, I wish we could dial up Larry Mack, you know? Did Ricky have to retire? Oh,
he?
no.
Are they kidding? I thought they were being serious. Oh, no. Ricky
Yeah,
J?
he did.
Oh,
no.
Well, that changes a bit.
Race ran just a little too long for the Voiles trucking 193 Mustang. That crew was so quick on pit road all night long. Got him out into the lead all night. And it looks like the strategy wasn't as cut and clear as we are because our top three stay out. And KJ, big lap. Oh, my goodness. I don't think you can do that. What are we doing?
What are you doing?
Why you gotta scare me like that, boys?
Yeah, just get you a little spooked. But the bright side, I think, now though everyone will be able to make it to the end of this. No ifs, ands, or buts. They're making it to the end of this.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Keith doing a quick stop. Looks like that might have been a two-tire gassing. No, never mind. He took 4. I just don't know what I'm talking about. Beck Rogers wins the race off pit road. KJ, KeithMC, Robert Bauckham, Greg Lovell, your top 5. Staying out, Jimmy Dale, Chevy Chase, Silver Bullet, all those guys are going to have to come down pit road. They are all involved in that incident, so I have to think they're going to need 4 fresh tires. Be on even footing with the rest of these guys, maybe repair some damage as well, especially looking at that 096. Yeah, relay.
So.
I would think, but you know, I have been proven wrong on numerous occasions. Ricky, how's summer going up there in New England?
Hot, but not super hot yet.
That's good. That's good.
But we'll see. We will see.
We'll see. We'll see.
You never know.
You know, we'll see. You see. Nick Rogers fading the pit road. Have to think he's going to make a hard right turn. Oh, okay, everyone coming back down pit road. Okay. I really have no idea what's going on now.
Now we're really...
Keith's speeding.
Keith's speeding. Rogers, everyone's coming down. Everyone's staying out here? Jimmy Dale does. I wonder...
He's going to have to pit, though.
They're coming down here again. They're going to... This is 20 laps to go right now, Joe. So I would think...
Flash and dash.
Maybe a splash and dash here, just to make sure that you got a little insurance.
Yep. You know, sometimes that's all you gotta do. You just need that little bit of insurance.
So we'll see what Jimmy Dale does. For the moment, Zach Rogers will still have the lead if the 33 comes in, but if he stays out, then Jimmy Dale's going to have a shot to take assume the lead on the field here on the restart. But
yeah, I think he has to come. He was involved in that incident, so there's...
Oh, you're right.
If there's probably damage on that car. Not of his own accord, not of his own doing, but I wouldn't want to be out there out front if I got a little bit of damage and maybe some scuffed tires, you know? What do I know? I didn't win. I never won a Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series race.
I don't know either. I don't know what's going on.
I'm still surprised they let us come up into this booth. Folks, we got a bunch of great races coming up here on JTN. Not as jam-packed as we were the past 2 weeks. But, of course, this Saturday night, it's the Season 7 finale for the United States Online Racing League Red Bull Cup Series, as the Red Bull car is currently going to assume the lead here. Coverage begins there 10:35 p.m. Eastern Time from the Homestead Miami Speedway. We're going to crown a champion, 4 drivers battling it out to see who can finish the best in Homestead. Bomb Squad Cup Series returns next Thursday night from Dover, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time for there, so that will be the next time we're live with these boys in Bomb Squad. Then we're back with the Bomb Squad Racing Truck Series from the Atlanta Motor Speedway, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time on July the 7th. July 8th, Bomb Squad Cup Series at Atlanta. That's the following night after the Truck Series race. And then July the 14th, the All-Star Racing Cup Series heads to the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coverage beginning there, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Hello, Mr. Brian Rodriguez. Welcome to the show. And welcome to all the folks tuning in here tonight on a lovely Thursday evening across the globe. Or Friday morning. Or Friday noon. Depending on where you are, I guess. But a wonderful, wonderful Thursday evening here in the United States of America, I guess. Which to some is probably the globe. Right, Ricky? Probably fair.
Possibly.
But this, of course, this segment, before I create an even bigger train wreck, presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Together, we are better.
At the tunnel turn here, these guys pacing around. Zach Rogers just goofing around, taking the access road, having a fun old time. Keeping it loose, keeping it fun out there.
It is a news.
They're going to get rolling here. This time by, Zach Rogers got the lead. KJ going to be on the outside. We'll see who can get the advantage here, because both these guys have been such strong.
Rogers is not afraid to throw it in deep.
Yeah, but these guys both have been so strong in the restarts all night. It'll be interesting. It'll be cool to see. I keep saying interesting, but it will be interesting. It'll be cool. It'll be neat. I'll start Dennis the source.
It's that word.
It's going to get cool to see who does what here, who can get that advantage on the restart, because both these guys have been so good about getting on that go-go pedal as soon as that green flag drops. But we'll see. Pace car's coming off. We're going into the restart zone. Zach Rogers will lead them back as I come down the front straightaway to the line. Green flag is back out here at Pocono.
AJ beat him to the line on the outside. So a good restart for the 029, although he doesn't have help from that 103 and Nelly, who lined up in fourth. Going to be a side-by-side down into one. Rogers still there on the bottom. KJ way up the track.
Now we'll see. I think KJ was a little too far up the track, and you see Zach Rogers pulls out to that point. Nelly gets loose, gets the wall a little further back. Greg Lovell gets the inside of him. That's going to be for fourth position.
Everybody down nice and easy through the tunnel.
First few laps here, everyone's going to get reacclimated to those cold tires. Zach Rogers really high there in turn 3, but it looks like that car is hooking up. KJ doing a great job here too. Gonna get a good run down the straightaway. He's definitely a few car lengths back here. We'll see if he can pull in using that draft. But don't look now, that 118 and Robert Buckham coming into the picture.
He's always like Jaws in these races. He's just always there, and then by the end of the race, he's all of a sudden winning that 118.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But these guys coming off that turn, looking very strong. A little further back, though, 037, Danny Daniels making the pass on Monte Keller. That's for 7. So Daniels gets on by him. A little further back, the 026, the 49 battling for position, 096, excuse me, and that's for the top 10 spot, final spot in the top 10. 028, Monte Keller gets very loose coming off that tunnel turn. KJ gets very loose in turn 3, and that's going to let Bockham get to the inside.
Bockham hunting for that second position all over the TV panel on that 029 of kilojoules as the yellow flag is displayed. Big crash off of 3.
Monte Keller, and looks like Monte Keller.
All right.
4 silver bullet, too.
I rescind my big crash statement.
That was a pretty good hit here, Joe. 028 gets loose, coming into turn 3 like hits it earlier where he spun around. Almost the same spot, actually, but he noses it into the wall this time. Silver bullet, nowhere to go. Just broadsides at 028, brings him to a dead stop.
on board with this Coors Light Camaro Silver Bullet. You can kind of see. It's just how quick it comes up on you when all of a sudden a car is stopped. You can see that 4 got a little loose through the center, so that's why he washed up the track. Might have stepped on the binders, caused him to go right. Just unfortunate there for both those guys. Monty Keller spinning around in turn 3. Bring out caution number 4.
Now, Joe,
No, I'm not pitting here.
I was gonna say, now you're really throw the strategy out the window.
I mean, I think we've seen track position is pretty important, especially with this track. If we've kind of had this string of cautions now in the second half of this race, I think that's fair to say. You have to be careful, right? You got to be careful with how you're going to navigate this. I don't want to go further back. If I'm up front, leave me there. You know, let it be, oh, let it be. Roger's fading like he's going to pit. Never mind. What do I know? What do I know? Nothing. What a shocker there. Everybody, like you said, down on pit road. Denny Daniels, quick stop in that 037 Toyota. Zach Rogers also a quick stop, so looks like gas and go for some of these guys. Rogers, Lovell, and Daniels top 3 off of pit road. Everyone else taking 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Things getting a little shooken up here.
A little bit shaken up. Zach Rogers, Greg Lovell, Denny Daniels, KJ gonna go back to 4th, it looks like.
Another hello there to Sean the Pug Productions and NASCAR Fan 333. Welcome in. I know Mr. the Pug, you were in here a little bit before and I didn't get a chance to say hello. But I always like to say a little bit of a hello to everyone that tunes in. Make sure, that's another thing we like to do here in JTN, right? Say people's names. You know what else was fun this week, Ricky?
What?
The Fake Racers podcast with myself and Davey Hazard. We welcomed in special guest Matthew Steelman. You can now check it out at the conclusion of this race on the JTN YouTube. Go give it a listen. You can also go to anchor.fm/JTN to find a full link of podcast platforms that the Fake Racers podcast is available on. Again, that's the Fake Racers podcast, a JTN podcast here on the JTN YouTube with the video, as well as on your favorite podcast platform if you prefer to listen to it, whether it be in the car or on your run or walk, whatever it may be. Of course, go check out the Fake Racers podcast. And give it a like, give it a listen, tell us how we did, tell us what you liked, tell us what you didn't like, tell us what we can do to improve. That's what we always like to talk about here on JTN. If we can do it, we always try to do it. We love to make our product better. Ricky, we always like to be improving up here in the booth too, isn't that right?
Yeah, definitely. And you always want to be improving. You need to never stop improving.
Never stop improving. When you're 80 years old and on your deathbed, you're still improving.
I mean, you're not improving then, you're dying.
No, you're proving.
You're improving.
You're improving. You're improving. Definitely improving. So Zach Rogers, Greg Lovell going to be row number 1, then Denny Daniels and Kilojoules row number 2. Robert Blockham and Nelly make up row 3. Chevy Chase and Terry Scott row 4. Row 5, Brain Fade and KeithMC, Magoo, Silver Bullet, Jimmy Dale, and Monty Keller. Your top 14 of our 16 drivers that started this race, 2 retirees. First, the 710 of Manny D, and then in 15th, Ricky J in the 193 of Voiles Trucking Mustang after having a very strong car here tonight. Had to take it to the garage due to running out of tires, is what we'll say, Ricky. Hey, real world has to take precedent over the sim racing world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're us here at JTN, where this is definitely part of the real world for us. folks. Talked about earlier some of our merch. You can also check out our JTN race car merch available with the black race JTN race car and the white JTN race car available on t-shirts and hoodies, as well as in sticker form. It's a replica of Mr. Sean Whitehill's number 2 JTN Ford Mustang that he drove in the USORL this past season. Go check it out on the JTN merch store. Go check out all those designs on the JTN merch store. Maybe find one that you like. We got a couple different driver merch options as well up there, so go check those out. And different merch options for different things. We also have our fetching replay design that was recently uploaded by popular request. So once again, can't thank you guys enough for again giving us feedback, telling us what you want to see, and we'll give it to you. That's what we like to do here on JTN. Tell me what you want, what you really want, you know?
I'll tell you what you want, what you really want. Can't do that. People actually start tuning out.
Yeah, Love will come into pit road, so looks like that 088, maybe second thoughts on the no tires, or maybe a different issue?
Maybe some second thoughts. Maybe thinking right now, get those tires. That's if you can leapfrog some of these guys, I don't know.
See what happens, or if maybe he's got to retire. Nope, they're going to put 4 tires on it. You got to stick to your guns in this situation. It's too late, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have... that's probably hard. To say, you know, but maybe he wants to get out back too, because you can kind of, if something happens in the soup, you can kind of avoid it if you're out back. So Zach Rogers, Denny Daniels, row 1. Rogers and Daniels, no tires on those 2 cars. And then Kilojoules and Robert Blanco make up row number 2. Nelly and Chevy Chase. Terry Scott, Brain Fade. KeithMC, Magoo. Silver Bullet, Jimmy Dale. And then down on pit lane coming out now, Monty Keller and Greg Lovell. Greg Lovell, then Keller. Keller spinning out in turn 3, causing this our 4th caution of the night. 4th or 5th, I might have lost count. Who knows? But going through the tunnel right now, restart. Now that now we got some differing opinions on tires. What are you looking at?
Oof, I don't know. Honestly, we haven't even gotten into this territory yet.
I just your biggest hope is that the 9.037, those rear tires grip up, right? You got to make sure that those tires grip up. If they don't, you're gonna run into issues. That's what I'm looking for, really, is just to make sure those tires are gripped up. You don't wheel spin, because here, if you wheel spin, there's a lot of room for these guys to get around you really easily. It's not like you can kind of box them in, you know what I mean? So you can't really play defensive in that sense, but also the wheel spin can cause you to spin, you wreck the car, and then you're done for. But that's what happens on these worn-out racetracks like this, the Pocono Raceway. Pace car going to make the hard left turn down the pit lane. We wait. All the fans are on their feet. They know we're just over 10 laps to go here in Pocono. Looking at a thriller of a finish for sure. Green flag, we're back underway, and Daniels on the outside, not able to get going. KJ to the inside of Zach Rogers for the lead.
Zach Rogers, is he going to have the preferred spot? He's going to have that eye line here. Is he going to do what KJ did, get too high up here if he's not careful? Looks like he's going to be way up the track here. Going to get a good run coming off the turn, but can he get back to the outside of the 029? Looks like he will.
Still the outside, big crash behind him. Silver Bullet around, Monty Keller around. Greg Lovell, caution is out. You're on lap 69. Don't you dare say it. See what happens. Just saw that 4-car spinning. Contact with Lovell in that 088. Silver Bullet hard into the outside wall.
Come back to the line here, and KJ's going to have the position. Well, Joe, the ad read's going to be easy tonight because you got one more lap, but we'll be able to do that under caution.
Gotta love it. It's a long lap here under caution at Pocono, but man, oh man. And this is exactly why, like, you gotta stick to your guns on that tire call. You know, hindsight, of course, is 2020. Probably was going to be a better call because we see Daniels there. He fell all the way back to the fringe top 5 just outside of it, but I hate being back in the pack late in these races because guys start getting a little crazy. I don't want to say desperate because I don't think that's the right word in this situation. I think these guys are all very very understanding of their cars. Or like I think when you talk about guys getting desperate, it's they're pushing their machine. They get a little crazy. They maybe get a little more confident in their cars. So that is going to be something to watch here with the restart under 10 laps to go. But yeah, it's things are heating up. You're not coming to take tires this time though, right? You're staying out.
I don't think so.
Yeah. You kind of made your bet. Zach Rogers now that no tire stop's gonna hurt because now you put another heat cycle on him. Yeah, you really only got through one corner, but you did a whole restart on him, spun him a little bit. You're gonna have to watch that. It looks he's fading the pit road. Don't pit. No, don't pit. No. Oh my goodness, I am perplexed. Zach Rogers comes down pit road. And this, of course, though, means it's our TWB 10 to go. And, well, folks, if you're in the market for some new outdoor lights, well, I know the hookup. It's GardenLightsDirect.com. From porches to patios to more, for all your outdoor lighting needs, head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com. That's GardenLightsDirect.com. GardenLightsDirect.com for all those outdoor lighting needs here on your TWB 10 to go. 10 to go, Ricky, means they're closing in on the end of this one, but Pocono, it's a 2.5 mile track, so that means we have 25 miles of racing left. A lot can happen in 25 miles.
That is correct, and we've seen it all night. This battle for the lead's been insane, and I think it's going to be crazy when we get back going here.
Gonna be new players up towards the front. Nelly gonna restart on the front row as long as he stays out. Baucom and KeithMC, row 2. Daniels and Terry Scott, row 3. So changing players towards the front, folks. This is where it's going to get good. So be a friend, tell them to tune in to JTN because this race is about to get hectic in its closing stages. Should be going back green with 7 laps to go if I'm doing my calculations correctly. Might be 8. Might get that extra lap. But who's to say we go green to the end too? With the way things have gone these last couple of restarts, everyone's so loose. I think is the big thing, Ricky.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's part of what's making this so fun.
Yeah. It's cool to see guys kind of on that edge of control and really having to slide the cars to make quick laps around here. I think that's a testament to running these original game tracks because they are so good. They're so good with just tire wear and kind of that tire wear being even, and you can kind of, you set a car up tight, you're going to have a different condition than the loose car, and where like a lot of newer tracks, it's hard for them to model that, I think, as well as these in-game tracks do, so. But it'll be interesting to see how things play out here in the closing stages. Pace car lights stay on, so we got at least 2 more laps of caution, folks. Again, be a friend, tell a friend about the broadcast. Make sure you've hit that like button on the video. All those likes, got 12 right now. Can't thank you enough for all of those. 13 people currently tuning in. Can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight on JTN. I'm Joe. He's Ricky up here in the booth for the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series presented by the fine folks at Voiles Trucking. Got a bunch of great sponsors. Go check them all out in the video description below, where you can find out more about our friends at AutoSim, JoeTow Designs, what else, Ricky? M2 Designs on Twitter. Go follow, go give our good buddy Mikey Murata a follow. And of course, folks, if you're in the market for some new diecast cars, you can head on over to PlanBSales.com or CircleBDiecast.com and use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. Circle B Diecast is your home for, well, of course, diecast. It's right there in the name. As well as t-shirts, hats, and more. They got you covered. CircleBDiecast.com. Go give it the checkout. Use that code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. And of course, that deal good for the United States only, but free shipping going to save you anywhere from $5 to $10 to $15, depending on how big of an order you place. And when you place that order, you also help support us here on JTN when you use that code JTN at checkout. Almost hit the F2 button, Ricky, and that would not have been good. Because that is definitely not a hotkey. We're going to Pocono in the Cup Series this weekend for a double. Are we excited for that? Are we? What's the mood?
Pocono. It's fun.
Do you want it 2 days in a row though?
I don't know. We'll see.
I think it'll be good. It'll be fun. It's going to be interesting to see if Kyle Larson can continue on his reign of dominance. We saw a similar reign here with Ricky J at the end of May and early June, kind of like with Larson, but it'll be interesting to see how those races play out, because I have a feeling it's Larson is not going to win both of those. Hey, Con, you want to use those guys at Circle Beat Diecast, whatever you need. If you need a pre-order, they got a bunch of great options, and they're the best. And I don't say that because they're on our broadcast. I've used them for years. Because they are the best. They do the best. They have the best customer service. Anytime you have an issue, they're always very quick to email you back, respond back to you. And, of course, on pre-orders, too, folks, you're not charged until it ships. So, or until they get it in stock, and then they're shipping it out to you. So, again, that code's good on pre-orders as well. And during our Fake Racers podcast, we do segments kind of telling you about some great choices. So, let us know if you're going to get in the market for some new diecast. Tell us what you're looking at. I like them all, though. I'm a big diecast collector, so I think that goes without saying. But again, those folks at Circle B Diecast and PlanBSales.com, they're the best. They're simply the best. There's no better place to get your NASCAR racing related memorabilia. Kilojoule's going to take the outside here. Nelly on the bottom. Then Blockham and KeithMC, Denny Daniels, Terry Scott, Chevy Chase, Magoo, Brain Fade, and Jimmy Dale. Your top 10 for this restart. Then it's Zach Rogers, Monty Keller, Silver Bullet, and Greg Lovell rounding out your field of 14 left. 2 retirees in this one. Ricky J in the 193. He's going to finish 15th. And then, of course, Manny D, early retiree in the Lions Truck Parts Ford Fusion. That's Sean. That's me too. 164 collector all the way, because I get more cars from a buck. But yeah, go check them out. They got the best selection, and they got the best. They're the best. They're the best. Just like you're about to see the best finish in Pocono history here with the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series coming down to the line. Kilojoules on the outside. KJ with control in that Corvette. Green flag. We're back on your way here at Pocono. Already Zach Rogers going 3 wide on the bottom, trying to get something to work further on back. Not going to have a move. Brain Fade, big time loose down into turn 1.
Big time loose down to turn 1. There's a big Hornets that's coming down in here. 028 and Monty Keller into that outside wall. Pretty hard, but he stays straight. We stay rolling here.
Side by side, the battle's on for second right now. Robert Ball comes to the inside, and Nelly going to get a push from KeithMC down into the tunnel.
Big push coming down to the tunnel. Wellesley almost gets to the back of the 118.
Chevy Chase up into the outside, retaining wall. Keith around into the grass, hard into the guardrail.
Now, will this throw a caution?
No, it will not.
No, it will not. Keep an eye on it. I don't know if Keith's rolling again. I don't know if Keith's going to get rolling again.
AJ all the way down in that checkered pattern paint, trying to break the draft, although Bauckham did not fall for it. He just ran up against the wall.
28 still sitting down there, but looks like no caution for him. And he is off track.
An unfortunate end to the night of KeithMC, our April winner here at Pocono. Not able to make it 2 for 2 on the year. That is definitely a big rip for the 28.
Yeah, definitely a big rip for the 28.
That sums it up. Folks, if you're just tuning in late stages of this one, KJ Kilojoules out front right now in this Corvette with the color changing paint from orange to blue back to orange. There you see it. Beautiful looking 029 Assassin. I believe that's Assassin's Creed Corvette. KJ's been one of the more dominant guys tonight. Robert Bauckham, Nelly, your top three. Then it's Terry Scott. And here's Zach Rogers in the 9. He's hard charging, trying to get back up into that podium to maybe have a shot at these guys if we get a quick caution with 5 laps remaining in this one.
All these guys are swinging it so loose coming off that tall turn 33. Almost spun it. Went off into the grass. He is back out, though. Still rolling. Look up to the lead here, though. KJ hanging on to this lead pretty securely, but Robert Bauckham been running faster laps here. We'll see if that continues this time by. They are dead even on lap times.
That's a pretty big lead, though, for KJ right now. He's just got to be easy. Easy on it, you know?
Yep.
Because those two have kind of checked out from the rest of the field. Then it's Nelly, Terry Scott, and Zach Rogers. Denny Daniels behind them, running in 6th. Rogers looking to the inside of Terry Scott down into the tunnel.
Rogers gets ahead of Terry Scott, and he's clear sailing here. Zach Rogers been moving up quickly in that 9. I don't think there's enough time, though, for Rogers to get up here. As they come off of turn 3, the 029's going to hit the line for 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go in this one. I think Rogers can get to...
Oh, 49 hits the wall! Are they under caution?
They are. Well, some guys are under caution. I don't know if our leaders are. Let's go... Well, we'll see if they're still driving hard.
Like they are. So that is going to be the race there, Joe.
Oh, man. Nelly gonna hang on to 3rd, it looks like. Let's get you a replay.
The 49 brain fade just got loose, had to get on the brakes hard, and the 096 nowhere to go, gets into the back of him.
See that 49 go. There he is, going around, saves it. Chevy Chase, nowhere to go, gets into the back of him. Sends him around. That throws the yellow that will end this race here from Pocono.
He tried to really wait on that pace car here.
I wonder if he had to go around, though. I mean, he...
Possibly.
Oh, let's, we're gonna do a little check here. A little systems check. Maybe not. Yeah, yellow's out before he crosses the line. Barely. Like, coming out as... That's one of those... There's the yellow. Okay, yep. Yellow is out. They are just waiting on this pace car right now. There it is. Maybe 2 laps to go this time at the line. KJ's gonna secure this one. Just has to stay out on track. But what an interesting race here. We had that long green flag stretch at the start. And then the boys wanted to play a little bit of games at the end, huh?
Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be under caution here for the end, but that means KJ going to walk away with a win here. Strong all day. Didn't get the pole for this. Got beat out by Ricky J for that, but hung on all the way through the race, and he's going to bring that fancy color-changing car to victory lane here in a few laps. We can keep the motor rolling underneath it. I'm
going to make sure you ask him the question about how that car was done, because you were just in awe of the spectacle of that car. Let you do some interview questions for once, Ricky. So 2 laps to go in this one, under caution again, folks. Can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight to JTN. KJ gonna win this one. Robert Bauckham gonna finish 2nd, and Nelly 3rd, as long as they stay out there on track. No issues falling out of the server and whatnot. But another fantastic race here in the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series at Pocono. This was our 2nd. No overtime here in Bomb Squad. This is, of course, our 2nd race here at the Pocono Raceway this season. Race 1 also ended under caution, so that trend continues, I guess. Right, Ricky? Always love it when the trends continue.
I always love it when the treads continue.
It's maybe not when it's one of these ones. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna give some hockey spoilers real quick. The Montreal Canadiens just defeated the Vegas Golden Knights in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup semifinals and advanced to the Stanley Cup finals. First time a Canadian team has gone to the finals since 2011 when the Vancouver Canucks lost to the Boston Bruins. Montreal's first time to the finals since 1993. What a run for the Montreal Canadiens, just like a run for KJ. Gonna see the white flag this time by at the line, 1 to go, under yellow. That was a good transition, right? That was a good segue? I thought that was. Don't watch. Hey, I said, I don't think it's a spoiler. If you're not watching, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
You spoiled it.
Hey. You know, you can't spoil live sports, alright? That's not... You know, if it's me, if I know it's not live, it's already spoiled, because I know it's over, right? I'm not watching it live. Well, there was overtime in the hockey game. That's crazy, Ricky. That's crazy. Just like this race tonight, it was crazy. Up and down throughout the night. Again, that long green flag run, and you talked about it, these guys, they were on the edge of control coming off the corners here. And, man, oh man. Fans packing up their RVs in the infield, getting ready to make the long trek to Dover for next week with the Bomb Squad Cup Series. And that race kicking off 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time next Thursday evening. But the next time we're live on your airwaves is going to be Saturday night USORL Cup Series action from Homestead, Miami, where we're going to crown a champion of Season 7 for the Red Bull Cup Series. Going to be a fun one there. You're not going to want to miss that one either. So the way to not miss it is make sure you're subscribed to us here on JTN with notifications turned on, so you hit that little bell. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook to get tune-in posts. Got a little tune-in graphics at the start of the week to tell you when all our races are for that week. And again, great racing here on JTN. Coming to the line this time, side by side for the lead. Just ignore the pace car. And Kilojoules KJ gonna win it at Pocono.
A great showing for that 029 team.
What a great finish. Side by side to the line. We'll move on to our post-race coverage. We'll get you burnouts here in a second. Make sure I get the results. But KJ in that 029 victorious in the Corvette here this evening. Of course, folks, you want to stick around. We're going to talk with our top 3, our podium finishers. After this one, ask them a couple questions about their races. And so I'll be talking with Nelly, Robert Bauckham, who's always full of energy up here in the booth, and then Kilojoules KJ as he's wrecking Magoo. They're wrecking through the tunnel. What are we doing? That's a good race car. Can't wreck it.
Let's have some fun out there. Yeah, you had to sit around on those last 2 laps there. Just go cut it loose. Have some fun with it.
Burn it down, Kilojoules. That is a good burnout. And he's gonna follow the pace car too. He was waiting. He was waiting for the pace car. Folks, we're going to get those results on your screen momentarily. Conclusion of this one. Kilojoules KJ victorious here at the Pocono Raceway. Another great night of racing. But Ricky, we see all kinds of great racing here on JTN, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. And man, what a battle for the lead we had tonight. Just all night. I love it.
That answer didn't sound forced at all. Folks, sometimes you ask Ricky questions and absolutely. Gonna get those results on your screen here momentarily. Again, we'll talk with our top 3 drivers, just waiting for them to make their way into the media center. Obviously, gonna go get a drink, cool down after a hot one. 70 degrees here at Pocono tonight. That's a hot one, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Pocono this time of year, definitely.
Definitely. Our top 3, ask about all of them. Our second race from Pocono this year. Going to start by talking with the driver of the 103, Nelly. Congratulations on the 3rd place run here tonight.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this race though. Like, whoa, where'd that finish come from?
I don't know. I fought like hell trying to keep them guys behind me. I was a lot slower than they were in 3, but I held the bottom, which is off, I guess.
Why do you? Was it just maybe that your car you weren't able to? Because some of those guys, they were absolutely sending it down there into 3. They were getting all the way up next to that outside wall and then kind of arcing it back down off the corner. Did you just not feel comfortable doing that in that 103?
I didn't feel comfortable. Nope. It took quite a few laps before I could do that. But otherwise, I was just too loose.
Now, Pocono's the tricky triangle. And this race, definitely, it had 2 phases, right? We had that long green flag run at the start of the race, and then we kind of had the cautions where we had the intermittent, 5-6 lap runs here and there, and 1 or 2 here, there, and there. But what was trickier, that long green flag run or having to get up on the wheel for all those restarts?
Getting up on the wheel and all them restarts. My car is set up for a long run.
Okay. Well, then you had to feel good with that long run, right? I mean, we got green flag pit stops and.
Oh, that was nice. Yes, something we needed for a while.
And you were one of the guys that short pit there on that first stop, right? You came in a couple laps maybe before the other guys, if I recall correctly, or am I incorrect in that? What went into that strategy call?
I was out of gas, out of fuel.
No saving for that 103?
Nope.
Nelly. Man, you're the man. 3rd place finish here tonight. I know Kathy Voiles was tuning in, cheering you on in that 103. Congratulations again on the 3rd place finish. It goes with the number. I know you wanted to get 2 more. But another great run for you. Before we let you go, the floor is yours. Thanks sponsors.
Well, I want to thank Kathy and Brian for doing all this. And for the medicine chest sponsoring my car.
There you go. Congratulations, Nelly. 3rd place run tonight, and keep this momentum rolling next week at Dover. Good luck there.
Oh, thank you.
Nelly, driver the number 103, Medicine Chest. Chevrolet Camaro, bringing in.
On the moon.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. I'm good.
Okay, you're good. I always take you guys when you drivers are talking, you're debriefing and what. Talking with driver the number 118, Menards, Barrett Jackson Chevrolet, Mr. Robert Bauckham. Robert, am I right in thinking that you really need a long green flag run?
Oh, you know it. I honestly can just push repeat from week to week what I need to say because I said it. That's all I work on in practice, and it was good on that first run. I actually run them down, but I kept adjusting it. By the end of the race, I actually took a whole 1.5% of wedge, which is quite a bit out of it. And once it hit 160 degrees, man, it was just so good. And I knew on that last restart when KJ moved high, and it got me in behind Nelly. Nelly was loose getting a turn, and so I knew right then, nothing Nelly. I just knew Keith and KJ are teammates. I knew they were going to get hooked up, so I was going to try to get on by as quick as I could. But once I got by, KJ had like a second and a half lead, and the guys behind me was like a second, 1.8 behind me. So I didn't really have a draft in the front or the back to make any gains. So I just had to ride it out there towards the end. But good job by KJ. He drove a great race.
Let's talk about your race because you drove a great race too. Always one of the guys that gives a lot of room. Is maybe a little more conservative with how you drive the car early on in a run, but having to have all those restarts at the end where you had to get up on the wheel. I know is it fair to say that's a little out of your comfort zone? And then how do you kind of deal with that when you have a car that's set up for a long run?
It's tough because when you do set up for the long run, especially after you have a long run, you get it adjusted the way you want it, then you have them quick cautions. You're so free, and you're trying to kind of ease off in there, and the rest, you got the other guys that are tight then, so they're a little better at the start of the run. They want to run a little harder, so especially a track like this with that last turn, we're all kind of so free through there anyway, so you really got to be on your tippy toes, and the leaders, they were really racing hard the first few laps, so I was giving room there at the start. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, especially like I said, if you got it set up free, it's you're really teetered through the corners. You really got to be free picking the throttle up.
What would you rather have, a car that's loose in or loose off?
Probably loose off. You can drive it more coming off. Getting in, if you try to drive it, the only way to drive it is, you got to drive it up the track in the center, then you got to try to turn, and you're really making two turns because then you got to try to turn again, coming off the corner, and you're going to snap it loose again. So I would definitely much rather have one loose coming off where you can just drive it up towards the wall, keep from the tires spinning, and then you got a shot down the straightaway there.
Shot down the straightaway is what you always want. Race car drivers always want a shot at a win. Robert, you had that shot tonight. Came up just that little bit short. Led 12 laps. Had a great call to short pit earlier. I'm assuming maybe it was a fuel call, but came down early. Managed to hop those top two. Got into the lead. Led 12 laps tonight. It's a very successful run for this 118 team. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. But before we let you go, you've been up here before. You know the drill. The floor is yours, buddy.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a good job to everybody. Had a great run there at the first. So good job to all the guys at BSR, Kathy, Brian. Y'all out there listening. Thank y'all for all you do. We really do appreciate it. It does not go unseen or unheard for sure. So thank y'all very much. Thank you guys in the broadcast. I love listening to it, especially y'all even gassed up there and start talking about my short track and racing. Now I was like, God, then Joe's trying to tell me to get up on the wheel. I'm trying to calm down, So no, I appreciate it. You guys are. I mean, anybody out there that needs a broadcast, give these guys a call, man. They're amazing. I mean, you put their broadcast against the guys on Sunday, and I mean, you can't beat them. I mean, it's a great job. Good job to you guys. Even Bristol, I know he chimes in every now and then, so appreciate him, and Ricky does a great job. Want to give a shout out to my wife. I know she's listening. Sweetie, I love you. Thank you for cheering me on back there. And of course, my daughter. I'll tell you, she's 13 years old, and she has really got in this racing thing just because of listening to y'all. So I appreciate that. She's really took it on because of y'all. So now it gives me somebody to watch race with on Sunday. So I appreciate that. So thank y'all for all y'all do.
Robert, can't thank you enough for all the compliments. Taking the time to talk with us after this one, and just being a great spokesperson for us here at JTN. Congratulations again on the second place finish. Glad that we can make your life a little easier getting the daughter into racing. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one. And good luck next week at Dover.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
For sure. Robert Pocono, driver of the number 118 Menards Barrett Jackson Chevrolet. Now bringing in our winner. He's been down in victory lane. Took the picture with the Eagle Trophy. Kilojoules KJ. What a maybe not dominant, because I think a lot of you guys were very close tonight, but what a great run for this 029 to bring it into victory lane running the Corvette tonight.
Yeah, brought a different paint scheme out tonight, Joe. Honestly, I was a little worried about it in practice because it didn't feel that good. I couldn't get a good lap or a good line. But when I got into the race, the setup was actually really good. I never shifted until the last restart. I could just ride behind people, get through the corners. There was a couple moments I had where I almost wrecked the car, but that's normal. But other than that, yeah, the car was pretty good. It drafted well. When I got up front, it led well. They didn't really get any runs on me down the straightaway, and it had really good takeoff gears. I could really get going on the restarts.
Tonight we had a couple times where the strategy really flipped, right? We had that long green flag run, and you were able to manage to get up and over that 20 lap threshold, which was going to get you in a position to make the race on 3 stops. Then we had that caution right when we were coming up on green flag pit stops for the second time of the night. Then we had all those cautions through the end. How do you manage when your strategy has to change? How do you manage that strategy changing throughout the race when the race pace kind of changes and the way the race is unfolding is maybe a little bit more different than what you prepared for?
Well, luckily there's a couple caution laps to kind of calm down and kind of get yourself back together. Because usually when the race starts, I start with a certain strategy. Like tonight, I knew if I could save that extra lap, I was in pretty good shape. And I think me and Ricky were the only two that made it that extra lap, but he was so far behind me. I wasn't really worried about him. And once I seen Robert have to pit again, he pitted too early, like a lap too early, I think. I knew I was in pretty good shape. But these races, they get that one caution, they become so unpredictable. You got to change your strategy on the fly. I mean, I was going to go one less stop than everybody. And then that changed when the caution came out. And then that other caution came out right near the fuel window. And then we had that other caution with like 26 to go. And me and Keith were talking in private chat. Do we short pit? Do we pit halfway? Do we pit as soon as we go green, top off and right on those tires? So you just kind of got to adjust on the fly because you never really know what's going to happen.
Never know what's going to happen. Now, what we did see happen tonight was a lot of great racing side by side. How much trust do you have to have in a guy, especially here, mainly through the tunnel turn, where it's very precarious going through there too wide?
Well, I told Ricky as soon as I came out of the corner, I said, "Who said we can't go too wide through the tunnel?" But I didn't want to give it to him because I knew him and Zach were a little better on new tires. I wanted to try to at least maintain with him. I didn't plan on going too wide through turn 3. I was just kind of there. I'm surprised I didn't wreck coming off the tunnel because I was pretty loose off the tunnel all night long. And then that 1 3 wide down the front stretch, I wasn't expecting that either. That kind of caught me off guard. And then I think that same lap, we were all racing for the lead pretty hard. Zach drove it down on my door in turn 3, and I got so loose, I'm surprised I didn't just wipe everybody out.
Well, it worked out. You never want to damage a Corvette, nonetheless a multi-million-dollar one, right?
Yes, that's a pretty car. It changes colors.
It's
Yeah.
That was my last question. Ricky had a question. I'm going to ask it for him, though, because he's a little camera shy at the end of these ones. Okay, you ask it. Go ahead.
Oh, you little camera shy. You said ask him. How? No, wait. What can I? How do I got to think of the language. How in the wide world of sports did you get your car to do that with the colors and the thing? Tell us your secrets.
I wish I could take credit for that, but I'm gonna give the credit to my painter, Jason Wolf, Death by Designs. He's got a special way he knows how to do these chrome paints. It's actually 3 different colors.
That is insane.
Yeah, I think when I'm behind you, it goes blue. When I get close to you, it turns to an orange, and there's also a green in it too. Every now and then, if you're on the side of it, you can see a green mixed in.
I might have been missing that green a little bit.
It's not really. The green's kind of hard to see because the blue and the orange are so dominant. But there's
absolutely some. I love that. I love texture trickery, and man, I didn't even realize you could do that in NR. That's insane.
Yeah, I think he calls it. Chrome illusion is what he calls it.
That's what they used to call the old paint, the old DuPont paint. I think was chrome illusion too.
Hey,
but that's awesome.
Learn something new.
Yeah, like I said, I'd love to take credit for that, but all the credit goes to my painter, Jason Wolf, Death by Designs. He hasn't had a chance to paint much lately because he's been working since, COVID last year. He's been working nonstop, but all the credit goes to him.
Credit to you, though, KJ, on a fantastic run tonight. Winning here at Pocono, led the most laps at 30, started 3rd, so improved 2 spots from qualifying. Congratulations again on the win. You've been up here before. I know this is now my new phrase. You've been up here before. You know the drill. The floor is yours, buddy.
First off, good run to Nelly. I think Nelly got 3rd tonight. Good run for Robert there. It seems to be a habit here lately. Me and Robert are going 1-2 for the win here lately. I got that momentum going, Joe. We were talking about a couple weeks ago. Got that momentum back. All the bad luck seems to be gone. So let's keep the bad luck away. Also want to give you guys in the booth, you and Ricky here, JTN, for broadcasting the race. Pretty good race. Had a couple hiccups there in the middle there, but overall pretty good race. Also want to give a shout out to all the admins at BSR, and special thanks to Brian and Kathy Voiles for sponsoring the race, Voiles Trucking. My teammates, Keith, I don't know what happened to him. I think he hit the clutch going in turn 3 and just wall banged it once. But Keith had a really good car tonight. He just had some bad luck. Ricky had a good car tonight, and he had to go to work, so he had to pull over and park right quick. And I also want to give a shout out to my wife, like always. She's watching the race. I don't know if she finished watching it or not, but to give a shout out to my wife. I'm pretty sure she was watching. So, and I don't think there's anything else. So that's pretty much it. It's all I got this week. So I will see y'all next week.
Hey, next week's Dover. I know you're pretty good there too, KJ. Congratulations once again on the win, and thank you all as always for kind words. And good luck next week at Dover. Now we can start getting on these win streaks, right? Won at Texas, didn't win last week, of course, but now we're getting those wins every other week. Let's just start getting them every week, right? It's just that easy.
As long as we're not talking about Ricky and you don't have to interview him, we're good. I don't care who wins.
KJ, congratulations once again on the win. Good luck next week at Dover. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
All right, thank you guys.
Jules Dreyer, the 029 Corvette, and Ricky, another fantastic night of racing. And folks, if you want to make sure you don't miss a second of it, you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to us here on JTN JoeTowNetwork just by hitting that little red button. Subscribe, it'll change to subscribed and kind of get a little pale for you. Also, if you click that notification, that little bell next to the subscribe button, you'll get notifications anytime we go live here on JTN, whether it be to your phone or to your YouTube inbox if you're on the web. As always, too, go ahead and check us out on Twitter at JoeTowNetwork and on Facebook at JoeTowNetwork. You can also find us on TikTok now at JoeTowNetwork. We make it really easy for you. Just JoeTowNetwork, JoeTowNetwork, JoeTowNetwork. Just like that on pretty much any type of social media you can. But next time we're live is going to be Saturday night, USORL Cup Series season finale for Season 7 from the Homestead Miami Speedway with 4 drivers going for a championship. And then next time we're live with Bomb Squad Racing, of course, next Thursday night with the Cup Series from Dover. It'll be a fantastic race there at Dover. We saw one earlier this year that was played out wonderfully. Excited to see who can, if we can see a repeat winner, or if we see maybe a guy sneak up there and take a win. For all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Klett, I've been Joe Twansky. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, start to your weekend, and we'll see you guys, of course, live here on JTN the next time. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh, Africa! Wide!
Who hit that?
Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill is through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
All right, and they're wrecking behind him. We got cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, but it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Comes Musa. Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's going to use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're going to be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's going to be a drag race to the line till Musa gets it.